Jeff's Bagel Run, tons of Central Florida locations, tons of locations opening up everywhere. So
I eat so many bagels, dude.
They are insanely good.
It's like my favorite breakfast, and I'm a little mad. They had a carrot cake bagel on the 15th. I love carrot cake. Supposedly, it had chunks of carrot in it, and then you pair it with the cannoli cream cheese, and it tastes just like a carrot cake. I didn't get a chance to try that one. I did get a chance to try the hot sauce Cheez-It bagel. That's one of Maisie's. They're always rolling out crazy bagels. In fact, this weekend, Fruity Cereal is the bagel of the day on Friday. That's today. And then tomorrow, the bagel of the day is Sprinkles, which is a Dennis family favorite.
It's easy just to get the free Jeff's Bagel Run app.
Yep.
You could pre-order. We got an email from a listener the other day that, and I see this a lot of runners go to Jeff's Bagel Run after. You burned a lot of calories.
Yeah, and if you got kids, trust me, this is the place. This is, I don't know who this is from, but they said, today after the Winter Park 10K, we went to Jeff's Bagel Run. Even though I just ate a bunch of free bananas, that bagel was really delicious. I placed a mobile order, bypassed the line, and was on our way in seconds. I would post on social media, but I have such a small presence that no one would even care. I care that you're using the app, because guess what? You get free stuff. You get, what's in stock. You know what spreads are in stock. Why do you think I have to drive to other locations to get hot sauce cream cheese?
And speaking of social media, use hashtag TDBagel if you do go to Jeff's Bagel Run. Even email us or whatever. And you know what it does matter? We send that to them and let them know that our listeners.
It to Jeff. It goes to the actual man on the website that made the bagel with his wife. Jeff looks at this and he's like, "Oh, great! My partnership with Tom and Dan is working."
Yeah. So post on the BDM page. Send us emails. It's jeffsbagelrun.com.
Oh, try the pimento cream cheese. Me and Maisie love it. It will slap you in the fillings.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
I got me a cane, but I need a ponytail. I said I got me a cane, but I need a ponytail. Ponytail, jump on top this baby well.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. Holy shit, we are witnessing a baby fucking wheel right here, dude.
I got me a cane, but I need a ponytail. Ooh, I said I got me a cane, but I need a ponytail. Ponytail, jump on top this baby well.
Holy shit.
Jump on top this baby well.
That thing looks great.
Oh yeah, this baby well.
Jay, that is still good meat on that fucking fish, kid.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! The fucking baby whale top. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show, everybody. Was that weird?
Wait, that's the song? No.
You know what made me think of that, if you really want to know? Because it's not that crazy. Yesterday was my wife and I's 15th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Did you remember?
I did remember. We went out to Otto's High Dive.
Oh, fancy.
Man, I love that place. They have the best oysters.
Yeah.
They're not a client, probably never will be, but if you're looking to go someplace and drink and eat good, And it's if you like Cuban food, if you like that Latin atmosphere,
No.
Otto's is great. But anyway, after Otto's, what do you tell your wife? You say, hop up on this baby whale.
Nah.
Let's go. So that's kind of where that was the
I loved
that
it.
was the origin of
I
the.
felt it behind my belly button. Like
And I
that was
do.
a good song.
And I do, not to start the show off with something that is a plan, but the 2025-26, I had hip surgery, I'm going crazy, want to kill myself plan is to add and not in any particular order, a ponytail, a gold tooth, a face tattoo.
All right.
That
okay.
is the trifold. That is the triangle of crazy.
Yeah.
A face tattoo,
Uh-huh.
a gold tooth, or platinum. I'm discussing with Sabrina of the News Junkie. We haven't decided where. Or maybe I'm going to go like Yay, like that gunmetal Yay. I know it's a bad name.
Why don't you do like the grills so it's not like permanent? You can take it out.
Did you know that
Quit
Heinz...
trying to talk him out of it, Brendan. I need to go more crazy.
Breaking news.
It's good for entertainment business.
Breaking news came out yesterday.
Okay.
Heinz, the ketchup company,
Yes.
in Brazil, is selling 3 different kinds of detachable gold teeth that you can take in and out of your mouth to open their ketchup fucking packets. So look that up. If you don't think I'm on the cutting edge of everything that's fucking
You
cool,
know,
look that shit up. They make the mustard one has diamonds, the ketchup one is red, and then the one for their mayonnaise packets is got like a blue sheen or something. But they make little detachable canines that for Heinz ketchup does in Brazil, so you can open the ketchup packets. I'm the coolest motherfucker in this room, except for Brendan. He is the coolest.
I like you too. Although someone in chat just said I look like the fat kid from Hook, so he can go
Who
fuck
said
himself.
that? Who said you look like the fat kid from
I don't-
Hook?
I didn't
writing
see
shit
that.
in
Don't look at
there.
that.
Hide
Who
it
would
from
write
me.
that?
Hide it from me.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that. If y'all in the chat could correct him, please.
Yeah, why would you say that? He's one of our best friends on the show.
Can you tell him I just look like a Caucasian
Yeah.
Rufio?
Yeah.
Say that to his face. He's a giant Canadian
I
man.
will. I will.
Fuck out of you.
Out of all our guests,
It's a
I
good
would
thing
not
he
fight
doesn't have a
Brendan.
temper. Oh my God.
I'd
He
fight
started
Seth
as
over Brendan.
Yeah.
He was a top, and now he's going to find out. I can't wait to meet you at the BDM party, buddy.
Are you going tomorrow?
I'm going to go find this guy.
You ever seen a pink-haired lady with big titties
Yeah.
whip your ass? I mean,
And a giant dick.
Really whip your big Canadian mega cock.
Well, speaking of the BDM appreciation event, it's tomorrow. We hope to see you guys there. Thank you to the Danger Brain, thedangerbrain.com,
Yes.
for always doing our branding, making a new design every year for
A
our BDM
partnership
appreciation
that has
shirt.
been almost, it's going to be pushing 30 years, I feel like. It's pushing 20 years. It's pushing 20 years, partnership with those guys.
In a couple of years, it will
They've
be
made
that.
us, they've made many of our clients, look outstanding, and they can
I
make you
zoned
look
out.
good
What are you
too.
talking about?
Our branding agency, the
Oh,
Danger
yeah.
Brain.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, we love those guys, man.
And so
I don't know where I went.
Also,
fine.
all of our sponsors for the appreciation event, Just Call Mo, Fair Villa, Pirate Spot, White Claw, Todd Burney. We appreciate it from Marshall Bone Construction.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Landon.
I know there's going to be some clients out there tomorrow.
But more than anything,
Dr. Powers will be out.
And we're talking to listener buddy Justin in here.
He flew in for this.
It's just
Whoa.
cool. It's so neat to God. That's a stupid word. It's cool to see all of our list. Cool. It's cool. All of our listers get together, and I know that sounds like super fucking corny, but when they all get together and it's like they're coming from different areas.
It's not corny.
Suzette's in the chat room. She's flying in. She might be on the plane right now. We've got people that are literally
Yeah.
spending their money and flying in destination to be a part of something that you and I have
That's
made,
amazing.
and that makes me feel that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that great right now.
Your
Let
hand,
me-
one of your hands
Yeah.
was in your pants that whole
Yeah,
time.
let me just tell you, I have a cane. I'm a surly motherfucker, but this makes me feel good.
Hey.
April Jennifer Choi will be out doing a magic/whip show for you guys.
I'm sorry, that's not what it's called. What is it called? Start over.
Magic and whips?
What do you mean?
No, you framed it incorrectly. She is doing a what show?
It's kind of erotic.
An erotic?
Not even erotic. Well,
Our magician, who happens to be a scientist, she's
And a woman.
and a beautiful Asian woman at that.
Oh.
April Jennifer Choi. She is a scientist. She's a performer, a magician, a world class and world ranked
Wow.
World record holder?
A whipstress.
But is she happy?
She's very
Oh,
happy.
yeah.
She's very
He
happy.
travels
She looks
around
super
performing.
happy. Her and her wife, I think they look happier than
Oh, and a
anybody. No
lesbian?
kids, money out the ass. I bet they're the happiest.
I bet they have a skidoo.
I don't know what that is.
A sea-doo.
I
I smoked a little before I got here. Words are hard.
That's good too. I better start calling him.
That's
that.
what
What
snow
she
machine's
asked
called.
Tom, did she not? Like, we had already set it up. We were looking to do a little bit of whip, a little bit of magic, maybe some fire, some drama.
That's
some
a
drama.
date.
And then you got a text, and she said, call me. So you set up a meeting. You guys had a meeting, and then she asked you if it was allowed, and what type of venue are we?
To show nip?
No, but she said, what type of venue are you at? And then Tom's
okay.
like, we are at a, we're,
The mediums know.
the mediums know. And then she was like, would it be okay if I wore a bikino?
What's a
Well,
bikino?
if it ended, there's it's part of her act, so it kind of like quick change is involved. Anyway,
Hey.
it's going to be tomorrow.
What's a bikino?
You'll have to come to
yeah.
find out. That's an old Tom and Dan reference, the bikino. Seriously, it is. It is.
Okay.
So,
I love learning.
I think
new
it
things.
started in Tom and Dan world. I think the bikino started as a male bikini, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
don't
makes
know.
sense.
It
Like
all-
a ballerino.
It all blends together now.
So last time I saw Brendan, it was at Moe's Celebrity Bowling Tournament last
yeah.
weekend, and you had the Moe outfit, the full jumpsuit.
I did, yeah.
And you were hanging out. We were talking for a little bit. And I don't know if you saw me and Daniel's team, but Daniel's dressed like Barf from Spaceballs. And
he was
I was not dressed
He was
like Barf.
Splinter.
I happened to.
You were giving Barf.
I unfortunately looked like Barf.
You did.
I did. I looked like, and if I had just had some black makeup around my eye
Or a jumpsuit.
I may have won a prize. But I was trying to pull off my best Splinter.
So,
and my trophy's in the lobby, so you can go eat the fucking
love
silverware
No,
if
no,
you're
well,
mad at me or anything.
members of my team had a T-shirt with my portrait on it from
would
Twitch.
and it looked like you were coming. It looked like you were masturbating. It was a picture of him like grunt masturbating.
No, it was when we were
It was like
playing
one of these faces.
Drew.
Like,
No,
Like he didn't drink enough water first.
it was Drew's game show. I was holding the stick.
The weenie whack-off.
And then it said something about me bicking my pubes on Old
Yeah.
English.
Do you bick your pubes?
Anyway,
Bic?
Yeah, like bick them clean, and then you put baby oil
Like
on
shave
them.
them?
Shave them up.
No, I can't.
Yeah. Nobody should.
No, there's no.
so
There's a pedophile joke in there somewhere.
Yay.
I'm not ready to unpack
See the
it.
BDM show with Sam and Ross this week. Now playing.
my question is, Brendan, do the people that bid on you to play bowling or come hang out at your events, do they
No swingers this year.
Well, do they openly make fun of you and give you
Oh,
shit?
my team did. Days before we even met up, they texted me and said, "Hey, are you down to do Oompa Loompa, you little piece of shit?"
So, because I didn't see any of that from any of the other local celebrities.
No, they were very.
Everybody was supportive
Oh, we
and
get shit
respectful.
on.
Very
We both
appreciative.
get shit on.
Yeah. Well,
You more than me.
We were all clapping. I think that's because you have trained your listeners to treat you like a cuck.
I love being a
you're
cuck.
telling Daniel is standing in a hole for 20 years.
I love eating the spoon. Come on the spoon and just put it in my
I'm
mouth.
just here to watch.
I don't want that.
I'm happy to be here.
I don't want it, but I feel most comfortable during it. I will say that. It's not what I want. The cock.
Yeah, but imagine being an entertainer that's respected.
Yeah.
I'll never
I
know
was
what
next
that
to
feels
Matt Austin from West.
Channel 6.
Yeah. They
Channel
respect him.
Who can we talk about him? Good
He's a
Lord.
bit of a smoke show.
Good Lord.
Yeah, he has daughters.
He does?
So you know his penis works.
Oh, it's how you know he does it.
All the
Yeah.
newsmen
Matt
are.
Austin don't pull
They're
out.
all on the tee.
Oh, women too. I mean,
All
the news people are good
news
looking.
guys. They're all on
Always.
the tee. They all look great.
And you
Yeah.
would think that it would change, especially after everybody's
No.
giving big media companies shit for only hiring
I'll
good-looking
be
people.
honest
It
with
never
you.
Jason Guy
changes.
was-
Jason,
wasn't Jason-
thank
Yeah.
you. He was coming out
They
of my
look
mouth.
like
He,
models.
to me, honestly, from the Big Brother to
Yeah.
like this, I personally believe that guy, just natural, good-looking man.
Yes.
I would probably give it to Jason Guy. Also, I find him to be the nicest human being that
He's
God
so
or
nice.
science ever gave breath into a human. He'll be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Dan, how's it going?" And then he remembers things. He'll be like, "Hey, are Andrea and Maisie still doing
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, you're like, "You
Is
remember
she
my
still
family?"
dancing?
And
How's your wife?"
And it's not like he's crunching before
No.
time. It's because he really cares.
It's legitimately
Yeah,
real.
yeah, which
that
is
guy,
crazy.
It seems fake, 100% authentic.
Must
and
be
he's,
Mormon.
He is a real nice. No, there's no weirdness there. He's authentically a good
It's
human.
impossible. There's got to be something.
It's weird.
Right?
No
Like,
one's
he's-
that good.
No,
weird.
he's
You know who tries to do
killed
that?
and eaten a hooker during a plane
You know
crash.
who tries
Like
to be
something-
Jason Guy? And I don't mean to step
John
her-
Bustecker.
I want to hug you. That's exactly what I was going to say.
No, he's no guy.
He's no guy.
No, he's
I
no
know
guy.
Jason Guy. You, sir, are no Jason Guy. That's a presidential reference from way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Busdecker will straight up insult people that he doesn't know.
Did
you see the shirt?
Yeah, well, some BDM is like, are we allowed to bring a +1 to the BDM appreciation event? And then Busdecker comments, I'm surprised you guys have a +1 to bring. I was like, God damn, Busdecker.
Did you see the shirt I put out?
That's some shit. I wouldn't go into a page and straight up talk shit like that.
Are we gonna sell the Busdecker shirt that I created? I created this John Busdecker shirt. It says "Pop that bussy," and he's got big giant mega teeth. You motherfucker! You said you were going to give me a parking space close to the goddamn bowling alley, and you didn't do it. So guess what? Pussy shirts for everybody.
He did it?
He lied.
Wow, he forgot.
He lied to me, and he lied to Link and Omer.
Well,
he
it's not like, look at
Lincoln
who he works with, though. Like, he can't depend on Forrest and
a bunch of drug addicts.
Fowler.
Thank you. I didn't want to say this. A bunch of drug addicts.
Yeah,
What kind of, it's a kangaroo court up
The
there.
biggest sponsor. Shut the fuck up.
Goddamn kangaroo court up
No,
there.
they're all quality employees.
It's a banana republic. It's a banana. I just
Everyone,
want to shout that.
Forrest knows I love him. Every time I see him, I swallow my tongue.
So, Brendan.
The chat room's laughing because they saw me. Norm was there. They see me parking in the grass next to the goddamn forest.
It was, and it's far. That's a big parking.
It was a big parking. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Sorry.
you did
Tom's
good.
going to get mad.
I got 3 strikes. I'd just like to shout that out. I did. I was really butch. Butch Brendan showed up to play bowling, and I was very impressed by
Do you
myself.
bowl a lot?
No.
All right.
But I feel like I do probably 3, like celebrity bowling things a year. So it's slowly improving my skills, maybe. I don't know.
Can I tell you something?
I'm
glad you did pressure off and win as Brendan.
Oh, I was told not to come in drag.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think. Maybe I made that up. Oh no, I had another event after. I had to go MC a long putt competition at Gnarly Barley directly after the bowling thing. So I had to leave a little bit early to go there, and they didn't want me in drag because it's a conservative golfing crowd.
Man, God, the goddamn eggshells you got to walk around.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, tits or no tits? Just pick one, motherfuckers.
Well, it gets a little crazy if they're not prepared, like mentally. Those bros, when I roll up, and if they're already drunk, it's dangerous.
Because you get angry and hard.
Yeah, true.
And that's weird.
I had one guy. I thought this one guy was gonna. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah. We'll move on.
There was a time that conservative real men liked drag.
They
thought it was funny.
No, they still like
Daniel's dad,
100%. My dad.
I take my tits out when I host things outside in Baldwin Park.
Yeah.
I don't wear fake tits here in Baldwin Park outside because the general public doesn't know how to handle it, and I will be molested. And it's usually a beer
them
festival.
Go wild. Yeah, they go wild.
They go crazy.
This place goes wild. This place parties.
Yeah, and they'll look you right in the face when they grab your tits. You like this?
It's the reason I live. There's a horny area around here.
Oh yeah, Baldwin Park for sure.
Oh, by the way, can we segue into this? Do you have anything that you were going to go here, or
No.
I had sex?
Oh, you did?
And it was terrible. I'm so sore and I can't do it. It's
What was his name?
so small, my acorn, and I can't. Oh, it was terrible. It's a fucking mess. And my pubes are bigger than ever because I let them grow out during the goddamn surgery.
Well, maybe that's the first step.
This is a mess. It's a
little
mess.
self-care.
I'll never be back. I'll never be the same again. I've changed, which is why I got to go gold tooth, ponytail, and
a cane. Yeah, listen,
and face tattoo.
Put on some romantic music, light some candles, have a bath, bubble bath, and shave them pubes.
Believe me, I've thought about all the scenarios.
I figured you would.
After that, and then
You run the numbers.
I'm like, this motherfucker's never going to be the same.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm disfigured.
Yeah, he's going to be in a cane. Is all like he's going to let his hair grow out. Like homeless. He looks homeless.
I'm disfigured. I wrote my surgeon this morning. And my wife got mad because I was like, "Dear Butcher." That's how I started it.
But then I was like, but you know what? Like, this is an interesting thing that people want to see.
Oh, yeah. People love seeing the fall of a man.
Crazier
The fall
and crazier.
of a man, yeah.
And then you'll have a long ponytail. You'll be, like in some sort of...
He's like an incel.
Yes.
Yeah. Slowly,
you start getting
degradation.
Face tattoos. You become crazier and crazier.
I'm only going to get one. Just a dog. I'm going to get a dog. I'm getting Dansby's dog paws on the side of my eye.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get my little gold tooth. Then I'll have my cane. Then I'll have my electric scooter. By then it'll be done. That'll be weird. My ponytail whipping on my electric scooter.
Excuse me. Real question. Did you talk to your doctor about your issues in the bedroom?
I probably will on Monday. I see him for my 6-week.
You're not the first person.
Yeah.
He'll have some tips, you know.
Yeah.
He might tell you to get one of those like memory foam wedges or something.
I'm not
Your
getting one of
bender.
those.
What if it helps?
I
You
always-
need the boner pill.
Yeah.
They sell them over the counter now.
Yeah.
Give you a boner.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, what? I mean, they're selling you can get anywhere.
He's not physically prepared to deal with a real rager.
Well, I can't
He needs to
move.
know where he
Like
needs
it
to-
was hard
what
for
to
me
do with his body.
It was hard for me to pump my wife's ass. I had to do it like sideman style.
Well, that's the
lazy
man?
boy, lazy man. And I couldn't because it's hard. I can't move, and I'm sore, and I'm covered in bandages and disgusting.
hot tub.
Oh, man, imagine
It's really hard to pump with bandages.
Can you hot tub it?
a bandaged
you
handicapped man
bandaged.
pumping your ass.
Yeah, I imagine that.
That's awesome.
Andrew has to say nice things to
Yeah,
you, like
the
"Good
day-
job, big man."
No, she
like
didn't
trying
say
to
that. But it
build
was
you
the
up.
day before our 15th anniversary. You get Dark Man back there.
Well, maybe-
you get the mummy, the littlest mummy, the littlest mummy pumping back there.
Maybe you just need to hire someone to come in.
You'll eventually get better, or not.
Yeah, there
isn't a forever
There is
thing.
that. There is the it will eventually get better or not. And
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm at that frustrating aspect where it's like, well, I'm not seeing any benefits, so
And you're not so much a fighter.
yeah, I'm more of a give up and kill myself kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have told him that.
I did. This has been the show for forever.
But he's probably like, no, you're young.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be fine.
I
And then-
told him, I said, you do know that if we get to week 7, I will kill myself. He goes, oh, we're fine. We're fine. He's like, I'll have you out of here by week 5.
Anyway, Brendan, so I want to
I
talk
will
to you
never
about
kill myself.
Canadian Easter because I
Oh.
don't know what Canadian Easter entails because like
Furry eggs.
other countries have
Great idea.
similar holidays to the United States,
Yeah.
but there's always something a little bit different about them.
Well, it's not like it's not really tied to nationalism. It's like a religious holiday, right? So it's kind of because of that. It's kind of they're I don't know. I guess
Well-
you paint your eggs a little differently.
well, the
Right? We
like
have Polish people up there. We do that.
with my
beeswax,
kids,
Do you guys do the beat?
a basket.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on your family.
Well,
Sorry.
do you wake up in the morning and the Easter Bunny brought you a basket of chocolates and toys?
Oh,
Like-
my family, it's different. It's every family does different. We do it. We're like a-religious. We were just not a religious house.
Yeah. I
so
wasn't
it was
either.
always chocolate first.
See, I was very religious. So,
Okay.
but my mom was also a teacher. So she wasn't
Yeah,
like.
she gets the importance.
Oh, so you had to go to Easter Mass in the.
Well, it's not mass. So when you're Methodist,
whatever.
luckily I didn't have to go to mass. So but yeah, because my mom was the organist, I would get up and I would do 5:30, and then I would do
What was your mom?
8:30.
Oh, why do they do the sunrise or sunrise service, or why do they do it so early on
Because,
Easter?
because that's when he woke up.
He's rising from the
okay.
dead and the sun.
Out of the
yeah.
cave.
Yeah, there's a lot. They rolled back the stone and yeah.
And then it
so
turns
like,
out he was just in there playing solitaire.
he's just
for
in
a
there
couple
beating
days.
off. You beating off in there?
Jackie.
No, it was my mom did sunrise, so I'd be up for that. Then you would do 8:30 service. Then you would do Sunday school. Then you would do 10:30 service.
Whoa.
So I've been
Wow.
So as a young man, my Easter was a very, very
All about Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
did you even look forward to it, or you're like
'cause
dreading it?
Mom hooked it up.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I think because she was like you knew my mom, like
I was
because my mom was fun. That I think she knew that is shitty for kids. So I would get a toy. It was the only time you and I would have like almost the same. It was funny because you and I were the only people we bonded over that, where we would actually get a toy for Easter, a toy for like.
Oh, yeah, I
a
get multiple toys,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
get like I would get like an automatic squirt gun.
Whoa.
I remember one year.
So you'd get big ticket items for Easter.
And you got this for the boys. There's a brand name. Some of the BDMs will know. They came out with a brand name of electric water guns in the 90s, early 90s. And you'd put batteries in the
Super Soaker.
It wasn't Super Soaker, but they looked like real fucking guns. They were amazing, and they didn't have the orange tip. They were very expensive. And my dad got me one for Easter. What a crazy Easter gift, right? It was like it was the gun that has the banana clip that it's short and it's a machine gun or an automatic gun, and it has the banana clip, and you hold it, and it doesn't have a stock. It's just like what drug dealers or what like what you
AK
kind of like an AK,
Or like a Gatling
more
gun?
like what you would have in like an
or an Uzi.
kind of like an Uzi.
Okay, yeah,
but
yeah.
it was, dude. This was like a at the time. This is like a $60 fucking squirt
What
gun.
would
that
you pretend you were when you were shooting it? Do you remember?
American GI. I'd always kill the terrorists, anybody Asian, terrorists, everybody. Yeah, because that's the way we were raised.
We used
right?
to
It was
take
like Russians.
police flashlights to our squirt guns. We'd be like from Alien, like
That's
You know,
a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea.
Nerf guns too.
So it was similar in Canada as far as you wake up, you get
yeah.
an Easter basket, a toy or whatever. You do Easter egg
We
hunt.
did a hunt. We did a hunt in our house. We had
Okay.
like our own private chocolate hunt, and my mom would hide them all over the house, and she loved it. She
Oh
loved
my God, Norm found them.
holiday stuff
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
Norm found them.
Water guns are
This is it,
Intertech.
Intertech. This is the gun, dude.
Whoa.
And they were a lot cheaper than I remember.
Oh, so yeah,
They
have
do look real.
A Tech 9,
Yeah.
AR.
Yeah, but these you would put batteries in.
That'll get you arrested.
$20.
You can't use
Yeah,
those
I said
anymore.
$60. I have the worst fucking
You
memory.
see a kid with that at Baldwin
This,
Park,
the one at
you're
the
gonna
top.
he's going to jail.
The one at the top's the one I had.
The Energizer.
And it had the banana clip. That thing fucking ruled, dude. That was the greatest squirt gun I've ever had in my life. Like that is a top tier memory of my dad. I'll never forget that gun. And it wasn't even real.
It looks real.
It does look real.
And remember,
1985.
Like a guy in a BB gun.
They came out in 1985.
I remember when they started making it a mandate that they put plastic tips on fake guns.
Like red?
Yeah, because there was one story of some kid that like pulled out a squirt gun and then the cops gunned him down.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we have to put plastic tips. And even as a kid, I remember like, well, it happened one time and you're ruining it for all of us.
TC, they cover this in the article. Okay, ready?
I was like, that kid's crazy.
Look at the screen. They cover it. Look at the screen.
And what they look like before and then what they turn into.
This is 1985 when I got one. Okay, the one
it looks like it smells like cigarette smoke.
Also, the one at the top, the one at the top left is the one I had. Okay, and also what made this crazy, and I forgot about this, but I read in the article quickly. What made this amazing is that when your clip, it would shoot 30 feet. It was fucking amazing. So 30 feet, like
That's fire.
I'd never seen anything like that.
No, that's crazy.
But you take the clip out when it was empty, and you could have a second clip, and you pop the little tip out of it and shove it into the gun, and you've got water, and you're back in the business. It had a fucking clip, dude. Okay, so due to pressure, this is what they look like.
And it would just shoot little beads.
A couple
like
years later, this is what they had to make them look like. Ready? There it is. It's just an orange banana.
Wow. It looks like they
terrible.
ran out of plastic.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. They should just not make the gun.
I
No,
agree.
who's buying that?
Too many guns anyway.
No, I was gonna say like they made them painted orange and bright clown colors, but it's like I never thought when I had the realistic looking fake guns in the 80s as a kid, like I was like I should not pull this out surprisingly at a police officer one day
Never
as
thought
a
about
joke. like it never was ever going to happen across.
You're smarter than me because I think Jeremy Shanley and I did get. Remember, we were carrying our guns down the street in DeLand, and the police drew down on us. I've told that story on here all the time. And
really?
They're like,
There's
what the hell are
something-
you guys doing?
Is there like a genetic predisposition for straight men to just want to walk down a street and hold a gun like that? Is that like? Do you think we're genetically predisposed to just wave our dicks around?
Well, I
yes.
grew up watching
Yes, 'cause-
action movies with guns, and I was like, I want a gun.
Well, don't primates do that,
I think
though?
The what?
Don't primates do that? What you're referencing? Like, don't they have documentation?
Shaking trees?
Well, shaking trees, or like even like they'll play with their cocks. Like look at my cock.
Have you seen that? There's a new thing about guys reclaiming their masculinity, and part of it is them standing in parks all together. It's almost like yoga, but they just smack their balls around.
Hold on a second. All right.
This
is the show
and
I
they
came
breathe.
for.
They breathe deep and they engage their core, and they're like doing weird
And they
breathing.
start slapping
things.
their balls?
And, yeah, maybe it's not in your algorithm yet.
I want it in my algorithm. How much like me does that sound? That
It's
sounds
weird.
100% like me.
It's like a yoga teacher guy telling men that it increases their testosterone, like the trauma of I don't know. It's weird.
like the ball trauma.
I don't know, or the emotional trauma of it.
How awkward is that? I mean,
It's gross. It's so gross, and they're doing it in public parks.
Is it okay? I always, when I see these stories, I'm like,
They don't have their dicks out. It'll be under yoga shorts. But
is this real, or is this a group of people trying to manipulate the media
Yes.
to
No.
have
no, it's real, but it's a guy manipulating other people into weird cult group thing.
Okay, so
you know?
lying shaman gets men to go to parks and cup their balls.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that right now. I hate that.
Like those cuddle groups where they're like, no funny business, just hardcore cuddling.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that with anybody in this room. If anybody in here started cuddling me, I'm going to get a boner.
There's a millionaire guy friend of mine who I know. He's done some stuff with us at Bangalore, and he had a tech startup and he sold it for way too much money.
Okay,
and now he's just kind of like actively trying to figure out like what is life, and he keeps putting himself through like weird retreats and weird diets, and he did like a whole stint of these cuddle groups because he was trying to figure out like, do I hang up with intimacy? Is there sexual stuff involved? And then he just talks about it openly on Facebook, and I'm just watching it because it looks like a car crash. Like it's just a guy who just has too much time on his hands.
Yeah, he's got money, unlimited money, and
and he just doesn't want to do coke, but he's doing like ketamine with shamans.
he's trying to figure out what the purpose is.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to watch.
So, okay, I thought about this
I like
before.
that.
Hi, Brendan, where it's like if you were given an unlimited amount of money, it can be a curse in the fact that it makes everything, there's no value to anything, and you could do whatever. You're like, oh, finally, I have what was going to solve my life, and then I have, like, I can do anything, so I'll live a fulfilled life. And then you start doing things, you're like, you're trying to find, like, what? Wait a minute. Like,
Still a hole inside.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, shit. Like, that could be a curse, and where you just realize.
Is it this guy right here?
That you'll never.
I think that is the bald guy.
Yeah, Will Blunderfield.
The second, it's in the middle photo with it looks like he's screaming.
This one.
I think that looks like it.
Yeah.
Because all of us have the hope that we'll find that, like, once we get to a certain whatever point in our life, accomplishment, that is when we'll be happy.
Some sort of fulfillment.
Yeah. And then most of us will die before we even get there or whatever.
Yeah.
There's always something around the corner. But then that's
Western culture.
Yeah, is that?
That seek for something, right? And that's Scotty dabbles in Buddhism, and
God, this guy's Canadian.
That guy is?
Yeah, this guy.
That's a shame.
He is a Canadian singer-songwriter and yoga teacher. He drinks his own pee and has achieved internet fame through his male rewilding, he calls it.
Yeah.
Which uses methods including semen retention to help men connect their bodies to each other.
I bet they do, like Legos.
Yeah. That is awesome growth. Yeah, stick together, baby.
Hold on. What is semen retention?
Like not jacking off?
Keeping it inside.
Okay.
Get real frustrated.
I've been doing the semen retention.
Oh, yeah. Well, good.
It's crazy. Makes my balls hurt.
It's coming out his ears.
Well, eventually your body will get it out, right? That's like wet dreams and stuff. Like it'll push it out.
Do you still have wet dreams?
No, I've never had that.
Ever?
No.
Oh, I've had them.
Because you jack off too much.
I haven't. Mind your business. You pick your fucking pubes.
I thought this was a safe space.
Nobody that picks their pubes wants anybody to mind their business. You only pick your pubes if you want people to dig into your business.
Who are you telling people? I can tell people that.
I have never once been greeted. This is a yes and atmosphere, Tom. None of your business.
That's fantastic.
But what? Because it's like I think where you used to
Mind your business. Chat room loves that.
Like remember, like when old boxing coaches used to tell their fighters, like, "Don't jack off for a month and make you angry."
Rock, you can't be sleeping with any prostitutes. You're gonna lose your edge.
And then I think like
Don't get sucked off by any choir
I
boys.
want you to be irritated.
But sports science have proved that has no difference in your sports performance.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
And whatever.
I was bowling pretty good.
So is there some sort of psychological maybe effect that abstinence or
Because you want to get it over with quick, so you play harder.
No, I mean like holding it.
All right.
Not.
I gotta go home and jack off.
Well, I mean, I think
this
I always thought, and maybe I could be wrong, and I always thought they don't jack off was less about the spilling of fluids or expenditure of energy and more about
The
pure
discipline.
focus of like
interesting.
masturbating or going to a porn website or however you do it is an eye on the prize. An eye on the prize should be your nutrition, your sleep.
Did you see that?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's why I always.
Did someone just die from gooning? Did you just see that?
Do you goon?
What is that?
Gooning?
You goon.
I don't know what that means.
Like when you jack off for a long period of time.
Well, it's where you
just keep
it's like
going.
edging.
Edging.
It's the new way of calling
You're spending
edging.
too long looking at videos.
And flicker
stuff.
gooning is flicker gooning is when you goon for so long that you see stars in your eyes. I've said this on the show before. You don't listen to anything I fucking say.
And I think someone just died from it.
Yeah,
I
flicker gooning. Someone died of flicker.
No, how would they die from it?
I guess they weren't eating.
Yeah.
Or...
You could die from a broken heart. You could die from a broken heart. Too. Yeah. Flicker gooning, broken heart.
Yeah, you can go
Maybe a tree fell on him. I don't know what
You want
happened.
me to look
but he
that up?
died.
6 months
You
without
want me to
eating.
ask ChatGPT, can
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
die from gooning?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go. You die.
Make sure you turn on the reason button.
Someone die.
Maybe have a heart attack after a while.
It must maybe a heart attack, like because you're not
Old-
drinking water, and then like you
Well,
just
yeah,
get
I
I
stressed
drink water
out.
when I goon.
Yeah, but are you still? If you're
Yes.
that dehydrated.
Oh my God!
How did
Breaking news here. I'll let ChatGPT say
Yeah,
it
what's
to
what's
us.
she gonna say?
This is
He or she?
I have a guy. I like men.
You because it feels more trustworthy.
Yeah.
There has been a reported case where gooning was linked to a tragic outcome.
Yeah.
In January 2025, a man named Nautica Malone died by suicide after a video of him exposing himself.
Nautica Malone. There's nobody in the fucking world named Nautica Malone. I didn't think there was anybody named Chad Ochocinco.
I wish his
or,
name was always alone.
Yeah, it was who died from gooning? It was Ron Mexico. Fucking Nautica Malone.
Malone.
That's not real.
It sounds like not eat come alone.
Yes,
Like there's something
there has
in
been a
there.
reported case where gooning was linked to a tragic outcome. In January 2025,
But how?
a man named Nautica Malone died by suicide after a video of him exposing himself at a Bikini Cafe drive-thru in Tempe, Arizona went viral. The incident was widely mocked online, with terms like goonicide and gooneral being used in reference to his death at a subsequent vigil.
Oh, he killed himself.
Well, wait,
Nothing
he
to
killed
do.
himself after getting caught gooning.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
no,
no, they exposed him at a bikini cafe. I have no idea what that.
Okay, well, this-
any of what was being said there, I have no idea. What's a bikini, cafe? Yeah,
there are.
There was a video of him exposing himself at a bikini cafe drive-thru, which I don't know what the fuck that is in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh,
the incident was widely
I know
mocked
what it
online
is.
with terms like goonicide and gooneral.
Yeah.
There are bikini cafes. I saw that this
Yeah.
is in that show. What the hell was it?
With Billy Bob Thornton
about
Where
the-
hot chicks in the drive-through
Yeah.
coffee place.
It's the next is like a man something. God, what is it? It's
Man's Land.
It's oil. It's about like
Landman.
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 And they were getting coffee at a bikini
Yeah,
cafe.
that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I didn't know. I was like, well, this is weird. They don't have these in Florida.
But also, like, how
perfect
long
for
were you
Florida.
in the drive-through? Like, of course they're going to call on cops on you if you're holding up the drive-through because you're just.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So this
to
guy
a
just
puppetry
killed himself,
thing.
and then for some reason, because
Yeah.
people were trolling,
Yes,
people
yeah,
are
yeah.
nasty motherfuckers, right? They're like, "Go aside, gotta kill yourself." And then
This guy is a sexual predator. He's exposing himself on purpose.
If I'm
to-
getting dragged that far online, like, I will move away. You'll never
You
see
don't
me
think-
again.
I mean,
I'll get plastic surgery.
Hold on, you're the defending a monster guy, and you don't think that somewhere on the Venn diagram, exposing yourself at a bikini coffee place is okay?
No.
A little bit okay.
Well, did he was just
Right?
sitting in the dark car?
Better than a
jacket?
school. Better than a school.
Did
Or
he-
the guy.
Did he mean for them to see it? That's the
Oh,
real.
yes, definitely.
yes,
If he
Always.
did, then it's on him.
You
If-
always mean for them to see it.
DeSantis's ex. There's a guy that worked for DeSantis's communications team who just got caught doing that in a change room to someone he wanted to be seen.
No,
Yeah, you want to be seen.
Yeah, like, oh no!
It's like anything I've ever done. I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
I was always hoping that someone would catch me,
I'm
and then
glad
it would catch up to me.
Oh,
I
really?
wanted to be caught. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I always wanted to be caught.
What were you doing?
You don't want to know.
Killing neighborhood cats.
No. I've never done anything. I've never done anything of. This is all I've ever done.
Just talk about
Aren't you
it.
Yeah,
glad?
just talk shit.
That, and I don't know both of your personal fetishes and whatever.
I can
so
tell you mine.
I was just
I'll
saying,
tell you mine.
Gladiators.
I don't really have one. I mean, like, I don't know. I think I like massage.
I'm glad that I don't have a fetish that involves like a crime of some sort, or because your whole life you're like, man, I really wish I can expose myself to
You want
a
the-
random stranger,
Yes.
and then you're like, you live with that. It's like, oh, who wants
How
to live with that?
lucky are we to have good fetishes?
I lived in Banff for a year. Banff, Alberta. It's like a ski town.
Yeah.
And there were like no gay guys, but I met this one guy, and there was nowhere to go.
That's not true.
That I knew of.
Right, okay, I just want to make that. I just want to make sure that
they were not out.
The gay guys are everywhere.
And I met this when we were hooking up by a waterfall at night in his car, and they thought we were like, we could have been like, if we had been arrested, a cop did come by and he let us go, but if we had been arrested, we would be on that register of like, sex crimes.
Oh, for
So you just
like
should
banging in public or whatever. That's right. Well, that's
with these weirdos that are flashing people in change rooms, and it's just because we had roommates that didn't want to like go home.
Oh wait, so if you're banging somebody in a car and a cop, he can send you up the river.
Behavior.
Really?
In public.
I would always think that's a bit of a badge of honor. You're sucking titties out in public.
Well, it was like Dog the Bounty Hunter's whatever.
That guy was masturbating.
Yeah, but
he was not spilling orange juice on his pants in Kmart parking lot.
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted people to see it. He was just rubbing one out at Kmart.
That's what
he said. He spilled orange juice?
Yes, he was masturbating in a Kmart parking lot, and when they asked him what he was doing, he said he was changing his pants because he spilled orange juice.
Obviously pulpy.
Although,
with the pulp.
Maybe like the only reason you get caught doing because I'm pretty certain I could masturbate in a Walmart parking lot and not get caught.
We're going to do that on Monday. We're going to do it on Monday. I'm going to have my Tesla drive you up there.
No, like if I drive to the back of a Walmart
I can
parking lot,
masturbate
anyway, and then I'm like not around anybody, like near the trees, like, and then I can
near the trees.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree with
like a fucking monkey.
No, because I don't want anybody
so
to see this.
You're making a mockery of this, and you're joking around, and we're being serious.
So the fact that
how do you know? I want to know if he's going to do it like a monkey. That was an honest question.
I do not appreciate you making a mockery.
Well,
And the same thing with like Pee Wee when he got caught in
a
adult
sex theater,
where you should be masturbating.
Like
I always made that argument. Like, well, then why are you showing porno?
At least he wasn't
what's
doing
he supposed to do? Remember for later?
Yeah, and then, like he can't go to a normal theater to do that.
No.
Or he could, but
all I'm
was he
saying
gay, Paul Rubens? He wasn't gay, was he?
Yeah.
Or was he? He was gay?
Oh, yeah.
But severely closeted because of the time that he lived.
Just because everything, his
Not
whole
at the
career
end.
sank.
But the people that get caught masturbating in public, I feel like there's a higher percentage of them that wanted someone to see them. As opposed, they were just trying to rub one out.
Okay, so they
didn't want anybody.
So
you know what I'm saying? Because you could rub one out in public without getting caught easily.
So let me follow me with this.
Lots of men have done it.
So what's the gold standard? What's the Purple Heart? What's the National Medal of Honor? Is the cop sees you masturbating, let you go.
Because he's like,
that's the fucking score.
I get it.
Because you went all the way to the edge. You almost got arrested. He's just like, okay, get the hell out of here, you weirdo, you fucking weirdo.
I'm sorry I made us talk about this.
That's the best, but that's the best you can do, right?
I guess.
Oh shit!
I think the fetish is people
almost getting caught
or seeing you,
and then they jump in,
or not. I don't even think they want it. I think it's there's some sort of like, hey, look at this. I'm telling you. Remember when I made the joke about like there's some like deep urge to show successful, good-looking business women. Yeah. I used to make that joke, but
he likes to say it's a joke. Deep inside of him, in the dark halls.
Yeah.
I mean, the dark. Some of these rooms, the doors haven't been opened.
He likes a strict librarian.
He
woman.
wants to show his cock to powerful women.
No, it must be some evolutionary animal instinct to be like have like.
That's it. Explain it away.
I never do that.
It must just
What's
be
your
some
therapist say? What's your
it's just like it's that primate aspect.
It's my monkey brain.
All right, let's be done.
One last thing, and then we'll take a quick break. Tracy, who we all love in the chat room,
she's all right.
She said, I saw a guy rubbing one out in his car at a light, and we locked eyes, and it was creepy.
It is. I don't like that. Because you're actually polluting people's brains. Someone could have just been having like a really nice, lovely day, and then they're confronted by your cock and balls.
You know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, if you're in a cab, have you ever been in a cab and they flash you, or like on a subway? Gosh.
Well, what if it's just the face and you just look at it? He just looks like he's masturbating.
And then what do you do? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm like, good job.
See, the fact
you're making some good points.
Go for it.
Here's the thing: the fact that they locked eyes and he didn't stop means he wanted to be seen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate
the people that are doing it and they're trying to like.
I would say the fact that Tracy brought it up,
unless I'm in an area where I'm looking for that kind of stuff, like Publix, I don't know. Then don't
like
do it.
Chicken Guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm at Qdoba.
Well, okay, this ties
Carjackers.
into the Nick Swartzen interview we just did. By the way, it's out right now.
Yeah.
But he was in here this morning, and he was talking about, like, you doing the dick wristwatch and doing, like, funny jokes with his penis to make his friends laugh. And there was a time
Like
that
low-level
was
street bar jokes. Funny. Yeah.
Like right around Jackass time is like, and there was a lot of those like men running around nude as a joke.
Yeah.
And then it's like it blurred the line into where you're like, well, like no one wants
consent
to
issue.
push that
Yeah.
on me. I don't want to, you
I'm
have
not
no right to
giving-
get nude.
They don't have my consent for that. You
Yes,
know?
yeah,
like
yeah.
you are raping my day.
Yeah,
by
like
showing
we
me that.
told stories about your dad swinging naked on the swing in front of all of your friends. And me, no. And me, I remember at parties, one of the things I would do, and I don't know if you had friends that would do this, but I've told this story. I'd strip down to just my combat boots, and then I'd just be running through the party and jumping around the fire.
That's a little different because you're
A
not
little
sexualizing
person, no,
it.
it's just a little,
Yeah, it's comedy.
a little guy
Yeah. Okay.
naked,
Yeah.
just wearing boots, who's drunk, running around
and,
the fire.
and he's a hippie. Like something. Am I defending my dad's?
No. I think about it a lot though because we did it right. Like
Yeah.
nudity was
I did-
different. Nudity was different.
Well,
Right.
it's not that it was different. It's all about intention. You
That
see,
being
it's
said, my
just-
friend's parents, I'm sure, did not love hearing those stories.
it was a different time, though.
No, but my point is that Tom has a story about his dad and his dad's friends going out on boats and watching the boat parade. Nudity was different. Like, you would see grown men and women naked. I saw grown men and women naked. I would do jokes about it, but it is different.
Yeah, no, but the intention, like, so catching someone jacking off in public is two different things.
Oh, yeah.
If someone's trying to
Jokes and
do it
sexual
with
acts.
nobody, like, and just, like, it was out of necessity that he needed to get the poison out, and it was trying to do it in private without anybody seeing it.
I gotta get the poison out.
And someone happened to see him, and then there's a person that does it hoping that someone sees them.
Right.
You see, that's two different. Even though it's the same
That's
charge,
complex. That's complex.
it should be two different charges.
Old dudes at the Cape Canaveral beach love it. They want to be seen.
If you want to be seen, that's different.
Old guys at the gym under the air dryer.
Okay, well, no, that's what they don't care about.
I
nudity.
remember my guy at
It's not
Bally's,
sexual.
Antonio. Oh, he's so sweet. And we'd play big band music on his little boombox. He didn't want anybody looking at his pecker. He didn't even know where the fuck he was.
And
Didn't even know where he was.
But he was always naked.
Because he was trying his really big
It
bushy-
doesn't take 40 minutes to dry your package. Dear old man.
I don't think he liked it.
confidence.
I
don't
know
think he
Dr.
liked
Oz told you to do that, but stop.
How are you not shy anymore? Like, they were never shy, or did the old
Never
age
shy.
get
Grew
the
up in
shy
the
out of
army.
them?
They're always talking to you when they're doing it.
Because I don't
Yeah.
think.
Like they're talking,
or
like
singing.
singing.
Yeah. That boy's playing big band. You know, he's like, my satin doll. You know,
As he's touching his big bush.
and he's just fingering his balls.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to do another segment, and then our final segment is actually going to be a segment on Bungalow on the Bus.
This is cool.
So we're just going to record it exactly like as if you were doing Bungalow on the Bus.
And we're going to let Brendan drive the bus.
Yeah. And then you could air it tonight on Rural Radio.
The name of the artist McCluskey. The name of the song is Chekhov's Guns. This is a good song. You'll like this. This song's blowing up. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN if you want to call the show.
I had a bad day every time that I'd said I had a bad day. That I wouldn't be the owner of this snooker hole. My winning smile trained on a second one.
MyEternalVitality.com. That's Dr. Powers. That's his team.
Yep.
Rebecca on his staff. My wife is doing his nutrition program. It's called InBody.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to report today with no weight loss, mumbo jumbo, no wizardry, no lipo, nothing. Just through counting her macros on her phone,
Yeah.
just listening to the doctor, 17 pounds down.
Wow.
No muscle loss, only fat. Because we bought a scale through Dr. Powers. We have a special scale now that can read her body weight index. When I say it does it,
shows the muscle and the fat.
Dude, it outlines it in this completely amazing chart, and then the team there at Dr. Powers and his staff will read it and then dial Andrea in. She's killing it.
It's what professional athletes do. It's like it's all about the carbs, fat, and protein you take in. And you want to maintain muscle mass and decrease body fat. And I emailed Dr. Powers the other day. I'm like, I'm ready to start counting my macros and going through the app.
It's cool.
We're going to sign up.
Now I've dummied into it because look, my hip is busted. I can't do nothing, so I have to eat what my wife prepares me. So I am doing macros too, dude. I'm 15 pounds down. I don't even record mine. I'm just eating good.
Also, as we age, our hormones get off. If you're a man, your testosterone gets low.
Well, I had a gentleman email me yesterday whose wife is having a hell of a time with premenopause. I don't even really know what that is, but I know Dr. Powers. I know he does.
Well, the problem is it throws off your cortisol levels. It makes your body stressed out and store fat and lots of things. It makes it harder to be healthy when your hormones are off. Just go talk to Dr. Powers. Free consultation if you let him know you're a Tommy Dan listener. He is a BDM. He's going to be at our BDM appreciation event.
Yeah, you can ask him about macros. You can ask him about the InBody program. You can ask him about the scale that we got. It's really neat. It's really cool.
And he just wants to help people. He's not there to sell you anything. And that's why we work with him.
And anybody can do it. That's the thing. It's literally like you just look at the numbers and then you're like, here's what you eat. And that's how it works.
Yeah, just talk to him. Like I said, it's free. It's myeternalvitality.com.
Dinner for one.
It's about eating out.
What's that?
I'm sorry, that was gross.
No, it could be. It could be.
You've done that, right?
Vagina?
Yeah. You eating a vagina?
Yeah. You sucking on pennies.
Yeah, which is harder, sucking a vagina or sucking a dick?
Depends on the dick, but I would say dick.
That's the only variation you're not really going to get with the vagina. I know there's bigger and smaller ones, but not the difference. Like, I mean, someone has an elevator button, and there's someone that has, a gigantic megadong. There's not that much of a spectrum on vaginas.
Yeah,
they're all pretty similar.
I would think. I haven't seen a ton, but
you know what I'm really into lately?
Except for on the video.
You know what I'm really into? Black, bright pink.
Okay, all right.
I'm into it.
Like a chocolate-covered strawberry.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
So, Brendan, I saw that you're fighting with City Hall. Tell us.
Yeah. Why are you ruining your reputation? You're beloved, and now you're going to war with the government?
I was just called erroneous by the head of permitting.
Erroneous?
I wasn't supposed to see that email, but someone sent it to me. I guess I'm just the only person that talks about some of the... I don't know. I don't know anyone else is covering kind of the things that I'm covering right now. Like, for instance, there's been scaffolding in front of City Hall for 8 months.
Okay.
And there's a cafe there that's run by this lovely Italian Portuguese man, Capofiore. And he used to own Bim Bom.
Oh,
before it closed.
Are you joking?
Yeah, and then he was really the money guy.
Bim Bom slapped.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And so the real chef there passed away, but Capofiore was a partner with him.
And Maisie loved they had good chicken, man.
Great chicken.
That place ripped.
And so he has this cafe in City Hall, but you can't see it right now because it's completely surrounded by scaffolding and things. And I feel like he's having a tough time because people think it's closed. And I don't want it to close.
This has been a reoccurring issue for people.
Well, so I looked into it. Well, the ongoing issue is that there are city projects that are just taking a long time. This project has not even started yet.
What? The government's taking a long time? Weird.
Hold on, let me put a camera on Tom and look shocked. Okay. Hey, there he is. He's very shocked.
Are you saying that it's drawn out and expensive?
And I guess just maybe I think they're lacking like champions for specific projects.
They're all in Champions Gate. You gotta open the gates.
Projects
if you open the gates, all the champions will come tumbling out.
Floating around.
Just Brazilians in here.
Oh my God, why is everybody so fat and have a Bluetooth in their ear?
A piece of the facade of City Hall fell off. And it was in an area where people walk underneath. It didn't hit anybody, but upon inspection, it looks like
it hit the ghost
all
of
City
Hood.
Hall is covered with a facade, like a veneer, of like granite or like marble slabs that are held on by
Yes.
liquid nails.
I saw it on Bungalore.com, and you're right.
Liquid nails is the industry standard.
It's like whoever built City Hall was like, how can we make this look more fancy?
Yeah.
They're like,
Hey,
let's
glue some sheetrock on that shit.
Let's glue some faux marble to all the outside so it looks like it's all marble.
And it's heavy, and it's heavy.
It's falling off now.
And now one piece fell off,
Yeah.
and so they put up all the scaffolding and bike fencing to corral you, so you're not going underneath any pieces. But that was 8 months ago, and so I was like, "Hey, what's happening? What is the timeline here?" And I talked to the public information officer. She's my contact for everything. Amanda, she's amazing. She's mad at me right now, but hey,
Amanda, we're sorry.
They're like,
make it better.
Don't bring up the marble.
We'll make
God
it better.
damn it.
Well, so she knew that the story was coming.
Ixnay on the Assad Fay.
So she's the one that told me it's been 8 months, and I contacted her on Friday last week, and she said, but there's an engineer coming out to look at it next Friday. And I was like, this timing is obviously because media is asking about it.
That's
So,
not true. Nobody said that. I feel like you're putting words in her mouth.
Yeah, she
I
didn't
don't
say
feel
that.
like
Well,
that she said that.
I
That's
walked
just
away
me.
with this feeling
I'm
of
your
like,
little friend, and I don't think she said that.
Yeah.
she did, but I'm walking away with this feeling of like maybe someone was supposed to take care of it 8 months ago and they didn't. and then me asking
Does
about
that
it
happen?
reminded people.
Do people
like,
forget
oh.
things in government?
They're like, oh, shit. They're like, oh, I'm glad you brought this up, and they're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, the check's in the mail. Like it just felt like that kind of a response. And so they, and I don't know what's going to happen, but somebody commented like this happened with another building downtown. And it took months to fix because they had to test every single one of those, like stress test all of the little squares.
No, you don't. Just stick
to
it
make
back
sure
up.
that
Come
they
on,
don't fall off.
let's get the word Rick's got.
But it could be representative of like a larger issue.
Look,
Like
they might all fall.
Yeah.
But for right now, just put it up there.
Are you saying that the government uses shoddy contractors that charge 10 times the amount that they should have?
they bid it out.
I
They
mean,
bid it out to 3 bids, and they always choose the cheapest one.
It's always been a dream of mine for you and I to get a government bid and be the cheapest one. It's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah, and by the way,
Yeah.
you always choose the middle, not the cheap.
Not the
one.
cheapest.
Yeah,
Choose
yeah,
the
yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
The cheapest one, the shit's gonna fall in your head.
Yeah,
So they're a little mad at me for that. Not really. There's a niche group of people that find that interesting. But then I just did another story about I
oh no.
the city permitting people. And we'll talk about this again for the bungalow or the bus section. But they or you want to save it?
No,
We're
yeah,
gonna talk about
let's
it.
save it.
Let's save it.
Let's save it.
Let's go back. Okay, is there a possibility of one day you finding out some things? You're like, hey, I'm gonna, print a story about this, or, I could wake up in the morning and someone could deliver me a nice package. And then I won't write the
Here's
story.
what I write about it. Here's what I say.
I love bribery.
You could say like, "Hey, I can write this story," or maybe you could make some calls to your friends over at Audi North, and a brand new RS5 just happens to land in the driveway.
There have been a few stories where I don't write about them because I want to solve the problem instead of write about it, and so I'll see if I see an issue that I know that I can like connect someone with to fix. I probably won't write about it, and I'll just try to fix the issue.
That makes you a good person.
That happens, but
That's that Canadian in you.
well, I also
If
don't.
you were pure American like I am, I'm not doing that
Everything.
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm just here to like take things from them, like take their stories, we're not sensational.
He's the taker. Hold on. Tom's the taker, and I'm a masturbator. Like we're just here to take and masturbate.
We started this before the show. You were talking about borrowing something, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm a borrowman too, and we
guys do
bonded.
have it.
We love borrowing things.
Yeah, because it feels like I'm connecting. There's a connection there.
No, Tom doesn't. Tom just likes stealing people's things. There's a little bit
No,
of
they like it.
Yeah.
They said, no, but
like my
that's
Sawzall.
My dad's like that. He will borrow your log splitter for 2 years. And not give it back to you.
Well,
10 years. 10 years.
No, no.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably 12 years on the Sawzall.
No, but if they ask for it back, if they need
I've
it,
asked for it back every year.
no, but you don't need it. I need you to have a project that you need it
I have
for.
a project. My daughter needs it.
No,
That
no,
Maisie
no,
has
I
to.
know that's a
Oh,
lie.
my daughter
It's a
has.
lie, it's a
Oh, my
lie.
daughter has.
It's really roasted. Left it
The
outside
reason
the
you're not
box.
getting it back is because Tom ruined it.
You know, I have done that, and I got to put myself in the same category as Tom. I've had people ask me about things I've borrowed before and be like, "Hey, how's that compressor holding up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's great," and I threw it away. And I'm just going through life, living a lie. I'm riding down the road, living a lie, and I'm hoping you'll never ever be intimate with me enough to look in my garage and see that I threw your compressor away.
No, but
I'm not talking about Andrea's dad at all.
But if I have something
Yeah.
that I'm not using in my garage and then someone
rid
wants
of
to
that.
borrow it, it makes me feel good. So I
Yeah.
imagine it makes them feel good when they let me borrow their
Let me
stuff.
borrow your four-wheeler.
All right, you
I
can
just
borrow
want to drive it around my parking lot.
That's fine, dude, no problem. I support that.
You say that, but you're not. Loading
Yeah.
up your-
Yeah, I don't care.
He probably would, believe it or
that'd be
not. No,
fine.
honestly, he is that type of guy. Like, he's not.
I'll let anybody borrow anything.
Yeah,
I let
you
Do you have a
people
golf cart?
No, I don't. I don't want one.
Yeah,
no.
he wants
So
one.
I let people borrow my truck.
He does.
Even though they tell, like, this screwed my wife, by the way, one time.
You let someone screw your wife?
Yeah. Let me borrow your wife. I want to borrow your wife's pussy. Let me borrow her pussy.
Crystal let the Grizz borrow her truck when we were in
Oh, okay.
college. And then my buddy, I called her Grizz.
The Grizz.
And then he drove it down to Naples.
And you were Drunky the Bear?
And yeah.
Let me borrow your wife's Naples.
Yeah, but this would be like you could call them that. Anyway, so then the Grizz let his brother drive the car to pick up his girlfriend at the time, and he crashed it.
Bro, he's hammered.
And
Oh my
no, he
gosh.
wasn't hammered. He was trying to race someone. I forgot himself.
He's just stupid. He's stupid.
And then the Grizz drove back with the airbags duct taped on the thing, in the front end. It wasn't that bad, but it was
That
crashed.
sounds pretty bad to me.
And,
when airbags are out, I say bad.
And then the person ended up suing the insurance because it goes on your truck. Like it was
Yeah.
Crystal's insurance that had to pay for this accident.
Yeah, and then your rates are up.
And it was her dad. Like we were 19 or whatever. So her dad said her dad was super pissed. They're like, I told you never let anybody.
I like
borrow
that
your
you were
car.
doing this at 19. I was starting my radio career.
There's a type of insurance that, your insurance could pay for it if it was someone else's car.
Yeah,
that called?
But they didn't have that.
There's no fault.
I learned it on the Jim Colbert show when I used to do that show. They
Yeah.
were always talking about it. Now I can't
God,
remember.
some boring ass shit on Jim Colbert. Oh my God.
So
I'm kidding.
But even though it could buy me-
Boomers in the afternoon.
I'll still let anybody borrow my truck.
Yeah.
You want to
Okay.
borrow my truck?
Yeah.
Anytime.
No, you know what I know about Tom and why we're so different? I can walk out to his car right now and as a joke, just act like I was going to key it. Just as a joke.
Yeah.
And then accidentally key it because I got it, I fell over or something. You would be like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. And then I could, in the next sentence, go, can I borrow your truck? You'd be like, it's fine.
Yeah.
100%. He doesn't.
After he keyed it?
No, he's not a.
It was an accident. It has to be. It has anybody.
He
all
doesn't
intentions.
care. No, but also he doesn't.
Is it a sub thing?
Does it still work? Does it still work? Does it still function? He doesn't have those hang-ups that I have a dysfunctional aspect of my brain where there are.
Okay. I'm
parts
going to borrow
of me-
I love borrowing trucks and finding things on the side of the road.
What do you mean?
Like
What do you mean,
curb alerts,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
cool
But
things.
you got to
people
drive
are
the truck as
putting in your
Brenda.
back
But you
truck.
can drive the truck as Brenda.
Oh, 100%.
And blow his son's mind.
They saw Brenda. They didn't even ask.
Yeah, they didn't even
They didn't ask a question.
They didn't even care.
They did not care.
Yeah, they were
They
just
did
like,
not
that's
They didn't
it.
even ask me why. Do you
That's
know?
Dad's tall woman friend.
No, they knew. They were all Pink Peter.
They did. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
That was the first night of emergency. The big hair. Yeah.
How did that work for the city of Orlando? Did it move the needle? For
I think
them,
it
or-
did.
Getting people downtown.
Yeah.
I think you're
because that
getting-
was the first time I went downtown in
To
a
immerse.
long time.
You are getting a nice reputation of being able to bring people downtown. As much heat as the pigeons got, they
brought people downtown.
They moved the fucking needle, dude. And so most of the stuff that you're doing down there, Tom's got a good question. How does
Pigeons were great.
that work? Can you get to do more of that now? Do you have
I don't know
a budget or?
Okay, so I was hired by Immerse to do the DJ gig. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
different. And they get money from the city of Orlando and the downtown tax district to do that.
Shout out to
it's like
Swain.
a multi-million-dollar project.
Yeah.
Great
I love
dude.
tax.
DJ.
I hired Swain to come and work
Swain's
with
a
me.
dude. I've known that guy for. I want to say I've known him as long as I've known you.
So there was a moment,
Good dude.
because he's Middle Eastern, and there was a moment where he had the cool, the scarf. What's it called?
Terrorist rag? That was my Randy Fine coming out. I'm sorry. That was my Randy Fine.
He was wearing that.
That's how quick I am. That's how fast my Randy Fine comes
He
out.
was wearing that. And and I was.
That's what Randy Fine said when they were coming out. He's like, get out of here with your
But
terrorist
you know what I'm
rag."
talking about. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I know what you're talking about. And I know that's a joke. That's a fucking joke.
He was DJing and I was dancing as Brenda, and like that was my whole job, was to be the hot bitch, you know, and just have fun and work the crowd. And he did everything. I think I DJ'd for like 20 minutes on the second night. But there was a moment where he was doing that, and these two Muslim girls came over and they had their head wraps on, and there were like queer people dancing, lots of black people, and it was like we had made like this cool, safe, alternative space, you know, for people who were just walking by, and they all kind of lingered and danced and boogied with us, and there was a moment where I was like, "Oh, this is kind of like important work." You know,
it is, and that's
I
why
would never want to go downtown and drag. No way! I was so scared I was going to get hate crimed.
Well, that's why I hate the fact that downtown is becoming such a place where these things are complete like one-offs, right? Like,
well, they don't want the bars.
They don't want it.
They don't want the party. They don't want the bars. But now the issue is, and we're going to talk about it later, by not allowing those things downtown anymore, they are moving to Main Street districts, and now there's a clash between this growing nightlife sector outside of downtown and residential neighborhoods, and there's, you know, people are upset.
Yeah, it makes sense because you know, downtown is made for bars and parties because there's no people living around there that you're going to bother.
Well, that's the original concept. Yeah.
Well, and there's so many people living downtown now, and in the offices.
Do you live downtown?
I'm College Park.
Is this considered downtown if I live around here?
Yeah, like this is not Metro or like
Okay.
this is like downtownish Baldwin Park.
Nah, I wouldn't consider it downtown.
It's an old
Baldwin Park. It's like a Mills 50.
I'm going to take Brendan. I'm going to go with Brendan. I'm not going to take what.
You're going to be building.
I'm not like when is
There's
the
a
last
core.
time
There's
you
a-
gotta look around their building.
Let me ask you something. Would a big shot like oil tycoon let some hillbilly tell him where he's from? This is a Seminole County trash.
There's something about when you're okay. So there's Metro Orlando, which includes like
I'm a
Lakeland
Rockefeller.
and like Ocala. Like people will refer to that as Metro Orlando, even though there's other cities, Winter Park, Winter Garden. They'll say Metro Orlando.
Too many winters.
Then there's downtown, the downtown core, which that is what I more comfortably refer to as downtown. I wouldn't normally refer to Baldwin Park as downtown, but if you're talking about Central Florida as a whole, then I would refer to where we are, you know, College Park, the bungalow neighborhoods. I would refer to those as downtown.
What are your thoughts on Castleberry, Florida?
It's up and up and up. They have a downtown, right? Oh no, I'm thinking Claremont. Castleberry, is that where Rachel's is?
It is.
Rachel's North?
It is. They're about to make it.
That's our downtown. The Rachel's are RV
You know
next
what? I
door.
can't even make fun of that because I love Castleberry Rachel's, man. I have so many good memories there.
Good steak.
That place, the food is very, very
So
good.
it's the same steaks as Ruth's Chris.
Yeah,
but half
and
the price.
Never had a steak. Only had prime rib because I can't not have
for
prime rib.
rib.
Dude, prime rib is rad.
We recorded there. We did the show there, and John refused to look at any of the girls.
My God.
And he sat.
God, that's gayer than you. I hate that guy.
We sat in the restaurant, so I was sitting like this, watching everybody, and John was facing me, and he had no idea what was happening behind him. And we were in the restaurant part, which was
my
between the
God.
change rooms and the dance floor, and the girls were just naked, like all day, just walking through,
God.
and the women there were like. From like heavy metal magazine covers, they were like, like that silhouette.
Oh,
that
I'm into that. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like fire
Bring me
and ice.
next time. Bring somebody that's horny, that's got a pulse and a
He
dick.
can't. Whenever we're around
That guy.
things like that, John refuses to look because he knows he'll get in trouble.
You know what?
By who?
Leanne, she'll find
She's
out.
No,
very nice. She's a kind, loving woman.
She is, but I don't know. I don't know their relationship. I don't know their.
But she doesn't seem like
No,
she's going to
she's
start
cool.
slapping him around
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
I don't know their deal. I don't know. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to.
He's
He's
just
just
a
a
weirdo.
sweet, nice guy that just doesn't.
He gets pegged.
to look.
But he's not a
100%
nice
that
guy.
guy gets pegged.
That's what's weird about
He's
it.
a terrible person, and
He
I
bullies everybody, including me.
I will guarantee
'Cause you like it.
He gets pegged. I'll stand on that.
John gets pegged.
John gets pegged.
All right.
That's a weird fetish too, because
He smiles too much for somebody to not get pegged.
You
I
have
think he
to
gets teased.
prepare for that.
I think he gets teased a lot because he's done a show with a gay guy for so long. You know,
What's
I'm
wrong with
sure
gay
that comes
people?
up. What, like, for
Oh,
straight,
you
like a
mean
straight
like-
guy hanging out with a gay guy
sorry.
that much, for that long, I'm sure he gets teased a little bit about that. And he was on the police force, and I'm in drag half the time. And
Oh yeah, they bullied him good though. that was my favorite time. Every day I came to work, I was like, having a bad day, and then I just think about Bustecker getting bullied by the cops.
Okay,
because he was a nerd video editor.
Here's a flex from the chat room. Just Jen says he just respects his wife, and people aren't used to it.
yeah, that's great.
I
love
respect,
that.
how's it
I
a
respect
disrespect
my
to look
wife,
at
but
other-
I also go in there and look at some other titties. What is? How does that have? Those are not mutually.
They were
smooshed together.
beautiful. They were beautiful. Like, I was
Okay.
looking at them like
It's a
I
woman's
would
body.
look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
zebras in the safari.
And by the way-
like, you could appreciate
My
it.
If there
God.
was nude men walking around, I'd look at that
I'd look at that too.
Just because it's a weird, you never get to see it.
I would definitely look at
yeah.
that too.
I
Remember
mean,
the first?
I look
and
at
I
nude
think-
people. I'm like, whoa.
I would be disappointed if the men, and I'll go a step further, not gay, disappointed if they're not hard.
No, you can't maintain an erection that long.
I
I
know,
went
but
to
I'm
nude
just
night.
saying, I want to see what it goes. I want to see where it goes.
Do you remember Nude Night when they used to go to warehouses? That
I went to
annual
one.
art festival.
I used to go to them.
What is that?
It's like every piece of art is inspired by the human body. So it's a lot of like naked portraits and sculptures and boobs and butts and they would take over a warehouse and they'd have like the works of hundreds of artists and
Yeah.
everybody would pay like $20 to get in and they'd fill it. Thousands of people over a weekend
Yeah,
would
Drew and I
file
would
into
go.
perv out together, and then they would have they still do it. They but it's not as cool. Well, that's not true. The lady who started it and ran it for the longest time passed away. Now her daughter's in charge of it, and she's figuring out the flow. I think she did a big takeover of Church Street. Was the most recent one.
Have you been to?
I used to see a
of
lot of models and guys there, and they were fluff. the
It
whole
got
night.
less.
I cut you off.
It got less.
It started to feel a little cruisy and like a little. Like there were always bondage people there, like the rope people. I feel like the rope people took it over.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
You can only see so many purple titties before you're like, oh my god!
yeah.
You tie in those, let those things breathe.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
But no, it got less, and it did get very cruisy. That's a perfect adjective.
Yeah, and I didn't like. You started feeling like if you stayed too late, like you might end up in a vagina.
It's
Okay.
What's
Yep.
interesting about
a giant one.
Yeah,
there's been a couple times in my life that I've been around nude people for a long period of time, right?
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of
Can I give you a compliment?
humans. What?
When you're around nude people, you don't. I know that our listeners would like to think that you freak out, act open. You do not. You're stone cold.
Okay,
business
well,
as usual.
look
This
at them in the
motherfucker is a
face.
pro. He's
yeah,
a pro.
you never look down. Look him in the eyes.
Oh no, he just is a pro.
So I've been to nudist resort. I've been to hedonism.
Hedonism 3,
I've
that?
been to the Keys.
the bigger resort.
And there's
the rooftop
yeah,
Eden
rooftop
bar,
Eden bar,
Yeah.
and then in other instances where there's been nude people
Strippers.
around. Dan Cummins when he was hosting Playboy,
That was intense.
and there
because
was
those
nude
ladies
women.
are 12s all day long. They were all Playboy models that had been featured in the publication.
Oh, wow.
And they were all butt ass naked, just eating from the catering cart as we stood there waiting to go on.
And I feel like I'm
I love that.
as a
Tzatziki falling on their nip.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
I'm a pretty basic bitch human being.
Yeah.
Where
I
it's
am
like
too.
that's why I want Daniel
Everybody
to
is.
get a ponytail and go.
I am.
Full crazy.
I'm doing
'cause
ponytail,
I'm getting
gold
more
tooth,
boring.
face
Yeah, I'm getting more boring. So I need Daniel to go the opposite
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So we this entertainment
I
business.
feel
is
my
crazy.
hermit face coming. I feel it's called to go live in the woods with a tortoise.
I'm in my hermit
Yeah,
phase.
okay.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
great.
You're gonna love the way you live.
But your hermit phase is spurred by depression.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
mine.
Could be.
The point
Fun.
It takes a
is
friend to tell you.
that every time I'm around naked people, I'm surprised by how quickly it's normalized
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's not weird. And it happens so fast. that
15 seconds.
But
and
all
you're
it
okay.
takes is one sneeze and everything goes.
But by that it means it becomes unawkward and it becomes normal quickly. And I think a lot of people don't realize that because they've never been in that situation.
Would
naked-
you
it's like the naked
go
and
to a
afraid.
nude beach with your friends? I wouldn't.
Did me myself be nude?
Yeah.
I have. I went with them when I worked on the Monsters.
We went to hedonism.
Yeah, and I was around all of them, and I saw all of them naked, and they saw me naked. You know,
All the monsters?
all of them. Yeah, and I laid on a banana raft and just my cock out, just I burned it a little
I did
bit.
the same thing.
You know?
And
It's good for it. It's good for
I was
it.
a young boy, and those are old men. You know how young I looked at?
You looked like a baby.
When I was 22, I looked 16, and I was nude with old men.
And that was the
old
only thing I
dirty
missed.
Jim.
I didn't go because
Made your career.
I didn't go because I don't like flying, and it's the one thing I miss is being able to go and be around this young boy. I wanted to be around.
I was a nude young boy.
I was like, I think that every morning I go and set up the show, I'd be like,
What's the
God,
age difference?
5.
5 years.
5 years.
I forgot.
Between me and Daniel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks more, though.
Yeah.
As he
And you
gets
just
more.
wait. And you just wait.
trolly.
Wait till I get my ponytail.
Yeah.
When I get that ponytail, and wait till my hair starts graying out.
Can you do it like a mullet ponytail?
Well, it's kind of doing that now.
Like
See,
shave it on the sides? I thought that looked cute.
No, I'm not going to shave it. I'm growing it all out.
I think you need to keep it trimmed on the side with your beard.
I am keeping it
As your
trimmed.
gay friend,
No,
let me
I'm
tell you.
letting it go long. I'm doing
Like an Agamemnon.
I'm doing like a Jesus. I'm doing like a Chris Stapleton. I'm doing a butt cut in the center, just letting it go long.
That's one. That's
hate it.
yeah.
hate
Brendan
it.
knows. He's
I'm
telling
doing
you,
it.
don't do it.
I'm not trying to fuck Brendan.
No.
Aren't you?
Aren't you? I was until he spurred my advances the last fucking year. He hasn't even picked up on any fucking thing I've said.
Oh, I did.
But,
Trying to get my dick
It's
sucked.
in my journal.
But it would
You're
be
so weird like that.
But then when people see it on social, they're like, "Oh, what the hell happened with Daniel? I got to listen to the show, see what
To see what happened.
The Kane, I haven't been answering anybody. There have been people on my Instagram that like on the
That don't know.
on the mediocre time, and they're like, "Oh my god, the Kane, what happened to him?"
Yeah, they
I
start
don't-
listening.
I don't
again.
say a word.
I've seen our downloads pop up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't say a word.
I do have an issue with the type of cane.
Yeah, I went for dumb old man.
Yeah,
I
don't.
got the foot on the bottom to keep it standing.
It's almost like you should have like a tennis ball on it
Now,
or
I
something.
have this
Yeah,
one.
it's a medical. Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
There
a-
you go.
I have a fancy one that John the Barber got me, but
It's too much. Is it too tall?
It's just a little. No, it's fine. It's just a little too much.
I need you. It looks like there's a sword in it.
No, it's just like a
Yeah,
standard.
yeah,
No,
you
there's
need the
something.
medical
Look at the-
cane.
Yeah.
That's what'll get the questions going.
I want you to have like a shillelagh, like a polished, like.
Well, then I'm going to look like a leprechaun. Tom's been talking to you. Did he pay you?
I wrote down
if you
shillelagh.
want to have, if you wanted to get me in bed, dress like a leprechaun, dude, it'll happen. It will happen. I will look at that pot of gold.
Very small pot. Very small pot.
Ask him about making cookies.
Should we
All
take
right.
another break?
We're going to take a break, and then we come back
Yeah.
for the final segment of the show. This is the first time we've ever done this on A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, where
Oh, my God.
a segment of
I
the
love
show
this.
will actually be a segment on Bungalow on the Bus, partly because Brendan said he forgot to record one segment of it. So,
And that's like something we would do. So in true
Yeah.
Tom and Dan fashion, we
Yeah.
would be complete assholes if we didn't help out.
I didn't want to ask Scotty to do it again because he's boring.
and by helping
That's
out.
true. He's so boring.
We-
I love him, but my God.
Oh, what are you talking about, Scotty? I'll do a podcast with Scotty, and we'll be mad together. We'll complain
He
about
gets real
everything.
mad.
We should set that up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh.
they would get mad, and they dress the same. It's like the polo buddies.
You want to talk about soccer?
Yeah.
Can you talk about soccer?
I cannot.
Okay.
Even though I did a podcast about it.
Well,
was
don't
bad.
talk about it. Don't talk about it.
People liked it. I
Okay.
didn't
made
know.
it funny.
Yeah. That's right. But I don't know that much about the ins and outs of soccer, so I had no business doing.
Nah, let Scotty handle that.
Yeah, you're right.
He
I can
loves
just
it.
talk some shit,
And you can just make jokes.
I can complain
Elton John?
about
Can you
lots
talk
of
about Elton
things.
John?
Yeah.
What's he think about Elton John losing his sight?
Ask him. Ask him next time he's on.
Yeah, I will. Is that his guy, Elton John?
Oh yeah, it's
I
like
didn't
his
know that.
bodhisattva. You know.
Wow,
He, like-
really?
Oh yeah. Who's the neighbor? My neighbor guy from he went to Rollins College.
What do you
Will
mean?
you be my neighbor?
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, Elton John, Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
And Scotty's got probably 4 superhero, worship things. In
Okay.
His life. Yeah, those are his pillars.
I have a couple too.
Which one?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay, well, first, I don't want to give them all away, but the first one is Maitland Ward from Boy Meets World. She's now an adult film star, and she says that she gets more. She says that she gets more respect now than she did when she was on the show.
I bet.
And she goes double black anal, and for that.
I've got one, and this man was very brave. The John Bobbitt.
What happened to John Bobbitt?
He did a porno. Yeah, he got his
Has he got
penis.
a new one?
Well, he did a.
No, they
did a
put it
porno.
back on.
They put it back on, and then they were like, "You know what'll sell tape? Your Franken penis. We're gonna put you in the movies."
And
kid."
did it?
He did it. Yeah. I remember when I was in
I hate that.
middle school. But you understand the bravery of this
I
man.
wanted
They got
to see
his
it, too.
penis cut off.
Yeah.
And then
you know what's crazy is that she cut it off, and not only did she cut it off, and I could be wrong on this, but this is from memory. I believe, and I think my dad told me this. She got in the car and drove down the road and threw it out the window.
I would too.
Then the police found it,
Yeah.
and they sewed it back on. But
Yeah. And did they have to wash the dirt out of it first? Because they must have been in some brambles.
Yeah,
right?
Also-
of course they washed
Like,
it
how
out.
do you clean it?
With a little squirt gun.
like,
with
by the way,
a bulb.
how much of a dickhead was John Bobbitt for
Hey, I
whatever?
see what you did there.
For Lorena Bobbitt to cut his dick off while sleeping. You know,
You know what? That's not
he must have
necessarily
done
true.
something.
No, you don't know that. She
Wait,
could have been crazy.
No.
You could, yeah, but
No.
there was.
I'm defending a monster.
Yeah, but it wasn't for nothing, right? It was for. I
I don't know. I don't know their
A
personal.
the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
that was like like he didn't do his dishes for the 5th night in a row.
The
and
chat
she was
room
like,
saying
"I
that
told
she
you."
said that he raped her.
Yeah. I think he was a bad guy.
He could have been a bad guy.
And
Yeah,
they
I
still
won't defend him.
reattached it.
Yeah. And he did a porno.
No, they did not reattach
And he did
it.
a porno.
No, they did not reattach it. They were upset with him for raping her, so they made him reattach it himself.
No, come on.
Like sew it back on.
Yeah, you sew it on yourself. You know what you've done.
Ew.
You know
I don't
what
think
you've
he
done.
should have had. I don't think they should have allowed it to be reattached if he raped someone.
Well, I don't think they knew that. I think none of that
Well,
was
I didn't get
criminal.
charged with
None
it,
of those
yeah.
were criminal charges. Those were things that she said after the fact. Which again, I'm not defending
Yeah,
this
it
guy,
could
but
be
I am
not
saying, who knows, right? It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not in their bedroom. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
just
their
victim
relationship.
blaming,
I
like I always
was.
do. Yeah.
I was there.
But still, he did a porno after. Like they filmed him, and this guy was just a construction worker or some shit.
Same with like Ron Jeremy. Like who's watching that video? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
When he was a young Ron Jeremy, like
Never attractive though.
Yeah, but he was.
No. When he was young and he was like kind of muscly and he had that like kind of that Italian stallion mustache thing going.
He was a rapist, though.
Yeah, he's
He
terrible.
was too.
Yeah. He's
in jail.
Yep.
In jail.
Yep.
For groping.
No, for rape.
For raping.
I
And
hate
groping.
this. Now let's say something nice.
Okay. Well, let me think of something nice to
Let's say
say.
something nice. Do you like loquats?
I don't even know what a loquat is.
No, it grows on the trees here.
Oh, like a kumquat?
Yeah.
I
rub
ate-
it on your shirt to get the hairs off.
I
and
ate
eat
so
it.
many of those as a child that I got sick.
Ah,
Yeah, we had a kumquat tree in my backyard.
good story.
And I would climb the swing set to my tree fortress, and then I would eat the kumquats. And then on the same swing set that I was swinging on, a yellow jacket or a wasp got up my shirt and stung me 17 times, and I had to go to the emergency
There
room.
used to be a kumquat parade downtown that was in response to the citrus parade.
Yeah.
And it was the gays started it because they weren't allowed to march. So it was like this gay
Do they still do it?
drag parade. No, it just kind of stopped. I wish it would come back.
Let's
the
bring it
kumquat
back.
parade. And can you imagine a gay parade called the Kumquat Parade? Shut up.
Well, the reason they chose that particular fruit.
I mean, even I'll be there. Yeah, no,
I want the T-shirt. I want a T-shirt. I want a bumper sticker.
Yeah, I want everything.
It was that, eggplant parade, or banana parade. There's three choices. They would kumquat.
The name of the band is Somerset Thrower. The name of the song is Never Going to Therapy. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks to Brendan O'Connor for being here.
I like you too.
Bungalower.com. Bungalower in the Bus. Check them out. That's what we will be doing up next.
Down, I was so down. All Saturday morning.
Family-friendly service. Those are our friends over at American Air and Heat, or rather, that's what they provide.
Yeah.
Hot as hell outside, dude.
Well, it's we are basically there's some cool days, but summer's around the corner.
It's here.
Get that preventative maintenance so that your AC system doesn't break down.
Well, you don't have a lot of time. Like if you want to get in front of it before we have those excruciating,
it's going to be running all day long.
Yeah, or maybe it doesn't have to because you're underpowered and you just need to get a new system from our friends over at American Air and Heat.
Yeah.
They can help you out.
Yeah, if your AC system is 25 years old, you're like, this is brand new in 2004.
Can I admit something?
Like, guess what? In 2004, we didn't even have smartphones. Like, what do you think the technology was?
Holding on to an old air conditioner, I get it. You don't want to get rid of it. It's like an old car. Still works fine. Still works. It doesn't. It's inefficient. The technology has changed so much. If you have an air conditioner that's 30 years old, the hell are you doing?
Yeah. You could be wasting, over $100 a month, and that could be the payment for a new system. They have financing available. So just do the math and ask them what a new system would cost, how much it would save you. My new system that I got 5 years ago saved me around $100+ a month in the summer.
And no matter what, you get ice cold, wonderful air, and we have to have that.
Yep, it's AmericanAirandHeat.com.
Those are ladies. They're getting it done. That's
Those are
Grub Lord.
ladies?
Yeah, that's Grub Lord. Welcome back to a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. So Brendan needs to do 20 minutes of Bungalow on the Bus.
Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
So
20 minutes in heaven, baby.
We're gonna let him start it, right? So we're gonna just kind of give it a little beat, and then we're gonna let Brendan bring us back to the show, and then we're just gonna pretend like we're doing it.
Yeah.
Exciting. You guys have never been on our show.
No,
That's awful. I'm so bad.
No, it's fine. I know. Are you going to introduce us as like we just show? Like we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
perfect.
just,
Good prop.
I'll bring
Good-
you in.
We'll do it. All right, we're ready.
You can go whenever. It's your ship now, buddy.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of Bungalower and the Bus. This is Brendan O'Connor from bungalower.com, and I kicked John out today. I don't even know where he is. Y'all know he likes to travel a bunch, and
I know where he's at.
where is he?
He is doing bad stuff.
Why would you
He's
say
a
that?
probably doing drugs.
He's half of the show. You can't insult him on his own show.
Yeah, and he'd be here if he wasn't a raging drug addict.
And that's our support for this week. It's Tom and Dan.
Hey.
I'm kidding. I don't know where Bus is at, but I love the man.
Don't tell him that because he'll use it against you in your future.
Hey, thanks for having us on Bungalower and the Bus. This is our first time being here. We appreciate you.
It's overdue.
Thank you so much for having us.
Overdue. You guys have had me on your show for years. I actually feel like I'm just an awful friend for never having you on ours.
No. I appreciate you've never asked me that. because then I would be forced to say, like, okay, and then you're like, all right, we're filming this at midnight on a Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, God.
I feel like our best way to show that we appreciate each other, Tom, is that I don't ask you to do anything.
Yes, I love people like that.
That's true.
That's true friendship.
Love me from afar.
Well, we just were on your Friday free show.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yeah, hey, thanks for doing that, man. We appreciate it.
We were cussing up a storm. Now that we're on the radio, guys, you just need to formally say, keep your cusses inside. Use your inside voices, don't cuss.
Yeah.
I got it.
I've got a switch easily flipped.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's your anger
and when it
switch.
flips, he's kicking his wife around and slapping he's slapping pictures off the wall.
No, I go from cussing to non-cussing all the time. It's been,
you don't really
12 years.
You know why his boys are addicted to the screens?
Why?
They hide from their father in there.
Oh,
He's a monster.
It's the
He's an anger.
Yeah, I used to draw pictures.
Yeah. They were sad, right?
They were always sad.
Yeah.
My dad was always off of the corner looking angry.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's not true. I that's fake news. What's your week been like, boys? Have you done anything fun or in and around town? John and I always like to open up. Just, hey, what did you do?
Yeah, I last night went for my anniversary to Otto's High Dive. Love it. Great spot.
Their slogan is Abundancia.
Yeah,
abundance.
And it should be. That place is amazing. And if you've never had the oysters there, if you've never had the desserts there, the cocktails there, it's a fun little place. And I didn't know this. I kind of dressed up, but you can pop in there pretty cash if you want to, and you'll still get like a top tier Michelin level meal, but you won't be breaking the bank. and you won't have to look like $1 million.
It's still the Milk District, you know, and that's a kind of a casual neighborhood.
It is, but the food is Michelin level. Like, in fact, they were doing a party to commemorate an award that they got as I believe a
Bib Gourmand.
Yeah, a Bib Gourmand, and that's really, really cool to see smaller places that still get a nod of the highest level of culinary feats.
They just awarded. You know, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, but we'll talk about it. They just gave out 2. Well, I don't know how many. We just got a bunch new Michelin stars.
Tons.
Here in Orlando.
Yeah,
they
really?
last night. Yeah,
big thing last night. The Michelin Man. They still bring him out on stage, and he's still standing there in the costume, and everybody. It's huge.
You know, because it's a French tire company, and they came up with this food grading system to try to get people to drive more.
Yeah, because we got to burn that rubber.
Yeah, and then Visit Orlando paid the millions of dollars to come in and review X amount of Florida restaurants.
Yeah, do you
quarter.
know how that works? Like, because people have asked me how the Michelin thing.
Oh yeah, they paid them to come here.
So it's like a.
They
who's
have a
who.
quota.
It's like when you're in the Who's Who as a young high schooler, you have to pay to be in that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they had to expand their boundaries. I think Louisiana is getting in on that too. New Orleans will start getting some Michelin.
They got a lot of good food.
They have beautiful restaurants there. Yeah.
Well, it's like the Guinness Book of World Records. To get in, you have to pay some official $8,700 fly. I mean, you know, like whatever it is. Like, and they're like, "All right, it's done. You're in." And it's like, I paid for all this. So, same thing with like, any sort of, Michelin rating or some rating that's going to do a lot for your business. Of course, like,
do you look them up when you're going out? Like, if you go to a new city, are you looking? Where do you look for like restaurant recommendations?
So I'm not a foodman.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to like. And,
I am a foodman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy really good food.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like seek it out when I travel.
Food is fuel.
Although I will like.
First thing this dude's gonna do is turn on Grindr. Let's get busy. Newtown.
Ding ding.
Yeah. Round one.
As soon as I get to the airport.
Yep.
I'll usually just search on Google like best place to eat or wherever I'm at, and then just scroll through and kind of pick out
Applebee's.
No, then I'll pick out some
What do
local.
we have here? Longhorn Steakhouse.
Like you could tell with like what the locals are talking about. Like there'll be some sort of local list or that kind of.
Okay, you try to find a bungalow or.
Yes,
somewhere?
yeah.
That makes sense.
The locals,
But there aren't any that compare.
Thank
I
you.
will say.
Thank you.
There aren't any that compare. Yeah, I ask locals or people that are there and just say, like, where do you guys eat? And then they usually tell us, like, some awesome place. And normally the hardest and best place to find, breakfast place.
Breakfast.
I like asking the locals for a good breakfast place.
They're starting to disappear, breakfast places, because the margin for profits is less for breakfast joints than like big old restaurants.
It's not just eggs, and I'm not even bringing that up to be political, but bacon. When's the last time you even priced bacon?
You can talk about eggs and not make it political.
Bacon's very expensive.
Yeah.
Breakfast treats are expensive. That stuff's expentive.
Well, it reminds me of wings and the wing business.
yeah.
My buddy
Yes.
works in
Love wings.
and he's a GM for a wing franchise down in South Florida.
Okay.
And when the wing prices went crazy, he said like there was a point where people won't pay X amount of money for wings because it's just ingrained in their culture that they won't pay like
Do you remember
a lot
the
of
number,
money.
Tom? Do you remember what that?
It got to the point where
My gut would say $1.50.
yeah, it was some sort of threshold where they if they priced it too much, they wouldn't even come. So like they had to basically break even or lose money on the wings because people wouldn't pay. And I feel the same thing with
Wow.
breakfast.
Yeah.
You have some eggs over easy, some hash browns, some toast, and a cup of coffee. People are like, I want to pay $5 for this, and then
That's a John Bustecker response.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like paying over $10 for a sandwich.
Yeah. And then
Well, how does he eat?
It's 2025, and it's like, well, this and the restaurant and the rent prices are 3 times what they were 20 years ago.
You know, I didn't-
so we have to pay more.
Yeah.
Like the breakfast is going to cost you $18.
I
for the cheapest.
I did not know the breakfast places. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that a lot of restaurants, a lot of places are going to the wayside. But you said that, and people are just melting, like telling me, "Oh yeah, this place is gone. This place is gone." This like the oldest restaurant.
I have to say, bungalowers, if you're listening, since we're in Tom and Dan's studio right now recording, they have. We're also doing a lot. We're doing this live for their feed, so they can.
Oh yeah. I should have said that, but our chat people are saying the oldest restaurant in Tennessee is closing.
Wow.
And it only does breakfast. And I'm like, well, that is really sad. I mean, shouldn't you do as
at that point, like the government just step in and incentivize them to stay?
You would think,
give them a scholarship for cheaper eggs.
I mean, you would think there's obviously some history there.
Yeah.
When these breakfast places close, all the locals are super upset about it, but they wouldn't go and pay the higher prices for the breakfast.
They're also going to IHOP.
You're right. It's John Busecker's fault. That's what I'm hearing.
The owner's like, what do you want us to do? You guys won't pay the more money it would take for us to keep open.
Just to close.
It's called City Cafe in Murfreesboro.
That's a good one.
Oh, man, that's sad.
Y'all ever go to the Florida Film Festival? It's happening right now.
You know, I had a film that debuted at the Florida Film Festival probably 20 years ago when I did the Smoking Ninja deal. And they were...
Also our documentary.
Yeah, and our documentary did. And, I forgot.
It's an Oscar
that one doesn't mean anything to me.
I can tell. Something you did do.
I didn't do that one.
It was more than 20 years ago. Like 25 years ago.
Probably 25 years ago. I've been in there twice.
You could have won an Oscar for documentary.
I could have.
Because that's their Oscar qualifier for shorts and documentaries.
Tom's going to probably want to say shorts here, but yeah.
They have 185 films this year. Go check them out. We were just there checking. We're sponsors.
That's awesome.
Of the festival, so I love going.
What do you get as fun? You walk around with a clipboard and get to see everything early.
Basically, a lanyard. Yeah, I get a lanyard and I get early access to the screeners.
That's cool.
Are they doing it at multiple theaters or just the Winter Park?
The Regal with the really fancy like lay down sex chairs and Enzian. Yeah.
Okay.
Worth it. Go check it out. And then, do you guys golf?
Tom does.
I do one charity golf tournament every year. That's the only time I
golf all the time. I used to play like all the time.
The only reason I do sports is because it's for some sort of fundraiser. Bowling, pickleball. Like I will be forced into some sort of situation. Because
it's all charity events.
I'm not choosing to do these things.
I'm not good at golf.
No, the city of Orlando is building a new driving range at Dubs Dread Golf Course.
Oh, nice.
I saw that story.
Yeah, it should be opening this summer. It looks big if you're into that.
Dubs Dread, man, they got good hamburgers.
So
I got to roll back through there.
What's interesting is COVID saved golf, or at least for a while, because they were like golf courses in general were on the decline after like Tiger Woods. The popularity of it's a direct result too with it.
I went to school with his ex-wife.
And Tiger Woods,
yeah.
The one with the club and you smashed.
Elin, was that her name? Elin.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she was very nice.
We didn't like high school.
No, Rollins College. Night school. Okay. She'd wear a black cap.
Oh, wow.
So people wouldn't know that it was her.
You know, when I look at her, sometimes when I look at her and how beautiful she is, I picture myself on a sailboat with her and I'm holding her around the waist from just behind.
Yeah, with consent. Sailing. With consent, or have you taken her hostage?
No, this is not with consent. I'm a pirate.
You're a pirate.
I'm a pirate.
She's tied to the
what's
mast.
weird is I'm a Somali pirate, so I'm in full blackface. It's wild. It's wild.
I heard Somalia pirate, which means
I'm a sommelier.
You only steal one?
Yeah, I'm a wine pirate. Yeah. I'm a wine pirate in blackface.
Better than a butt pirate.
I like that she smashed his windshield with a golf club.
Too.
Yeah.
I do too.
With a golf club. Like, I like that it was a golf club.
The imagery there is...
Sometimes you don't have the words for something, and the only thing you can express it is like by lemonading.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what they call it? Like when Beyonce was hitting...
Yeah. Graining on that wood.
Yeah. Watermelon.
Anyway, the Dubs Dread driving range, like the fact that they're opening up, and it's not like a Top Golf or Drive Shack style.
It's more traditional style.
On the ground.
Yeah.
Which I think people kind of like. Because there are the people that are like, okay, like Top Golf's fun and everything, but then you get like Tom and his kids there, a bunch of knuckleheads. I want to do regular golf. I don't need this guy having
straight man golf.
I don't need a whole like, they're playing Mario out there on the thing. I want real golf.
This is for you because they're going to have 40 bays, but 4 of them will be traditional with no tech things in there, nothing to analyze
For
your
old
swing.
men.
It's just 4 regular plain little pods.
Just me, inertia, and a ball.
Jesus.
Yes. Yeah. That's silly. I like Topgolf better. I was like just saying that as a joke. And I think about like all the technology they put where you could like play, like you could play video games while you're playing golf. It's
I love
way
it.
better.
We're seeing more of those. There's a lot of new clubs and bars and things opening. There's that new rooftop venue on iDrive that has like golf things, simulators. And
Yeah,
built
yeah,
into it.
Yeah, and you're also seeing like bowling kind of adopt that. In fact, the guys that we were talking to, my bowling team from the Mo DeWitt bowling tournament,
Which they just raised $25,000 at that event.
they did indeed, and we were all a part of it. And my team has something to do with a bowling alley, let's say, and they have a specialty area where it's like. They only have like 2 or 4 lanes that are VIP, and you can book those 4 lanes, but those lanes have all the crazy games. So you can do Alien Attack, you can do like Space Invaders, so it's not just bowling. They're taking the idea of Topgolf, adding the overlays and everything, the music, the custom bartender.
I love that.
The lady comes over and brings you your snacks and your drinks, and there's only 4 lanes, very bespoke, very like that's
bowling,
cool, dude.
Bowling of all the sports really needs those things to keep.
But the
people
overlays are dope because you can play like different video games now. You don't even have to bowl. You can just play a different game.
I go bowling with my family a lot. They like it.
Now
And
you're bragging.
The one of the best bowling alley
His family loves him.
bowling alley atmospheres is the bowling alley above the in that hotel, the Universal Hotel that's on like where's that?
Talking about
there's a water park.
Splitsville, or
Splitsville, and it's the second floor in that Universal Resort.
Okay.
That's near Volcano Bay.
Oh no, that's not Splitsville.
Oh, and the retro looking one.
The retro hotel.
Carib Royale.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Is that it?
There's a retro.
They do stuff.
It's right near Volcano Bay. The chat room will know what I'm saying. Anyway,
Yeah, they'll get
Side note: I want to do a toga party at Volcano Bay.
oh really?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
They,
Pompeii all day.
so
Pompeii all day.
they have a really good atmosphere, and like the bar is great, and it's small and stuff. But the because it's so small, it's not so focused on bowling, and the lanes aren't very waxed. So there's like balls, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then so it's like the bowling
do know
isn't
what
that
you mean.
good, but the atmosphere is great.
It lowers the quality. So if you want it to be top tier, you kind of got to do what our friends in
hard.
DeLand at Sunshine do, where they're like, no, we got to make these lanes like the other lanes, and they're going to be fast.
Sure.
But we also going to give top tier service, top tier food. Like
Robinson Lanes with the $15 hot dog over in Milk District.
Yeah,
They're
I love
looking
that
to add
place.
more bowling alleys. They're
love
going to
that
kick
place.
out that CrossFit that's taking up half their building. They're going to add more lanes.
You know what we need? Less CrossFit. We need more bowling.
Are
Yeah,
people
more
still doing that?
No.
That seemed like a phase.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
I see them pop up. They're basically like those Halloween spirit stores.
Stop
you know.
doing it.
Anytime
Stop.
there's a big building that's empty, always a CrossFit gym.
Stop doing your
opens up.
CrossFit. Just cut it out. Enough of that. More bowling.
That's- feel bad.
That's kind of like a pyramid scheme too. The CrossFit, isn't it? Like people open up under the name of CrossFit.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a franchise, so you have to like pay into Big CrossFit to claim your CrossFit.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's like the word champagne.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't call it CrossFit. It'd be Fit Cross.
No, you can't even say that.
Yeah. They've locked all
Yeah,
that.
you'd have to say like circuit training or
That's
something.
so dumb. I hate
Yeah,
that.
it is.
I hate it. There's a new conditional use permit in the lineup over at City of Orlando. I got a little bit in trouble for spilling the tea a bit earlier than they were hoping. I heard through the grapevine that the city had just hosted a little information meeting with the Main Street District directors about this permit that would limit. For any establishment that would want to serve alcohol after midnight, they would have to be more than 300 feet away from residential. So this would affect all new businesses, and it's in response to a spike in clubs and night venues opening in the Main Street districts outside of downtown Orlando. Because as everybody knows, the city and the mayor's office is just not into having a strong nightclub scene downtown. They want it to be more like a neighborhood. And so this is in reaction to that, because now there is this conflict between residential properties and this growing nightclub scene outside of downtown, and people are upset about it. You
Well,
know?
where the hell are we supposed to drink? You kicked us out of downtown. Now
Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
be 300 feet from Meemaw's house. I mean, where am I supposed to go vomit in the bushes when I would have had a good old-fashioned American time?
As someone who lived behind St. Matthew's Tavern for 14 years,
Oh, God bless you. Thank you for your service.
I had a motion activated sprinkler to keep drunks from
Yeah.
peeing in my front yard.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Yes, I
It
won
smelled
an
like
award
Paris.
from Orlando Weekly because I had an Instagram account that would show them getting hit in the face by these.
Badass. That's awesome.
I loved
Brendan.
it, but it's very stressful, and there's nothing. I'm very split on this. I actually think we have enough rules in place already to make it okay for people to coexist with existing nightclub uses in residential, but they don't enforce them. Like, we would call police on like these
Sorry, I should be
I
laughing
feel so bad.
at you and your dwelling, and you're having to protect yourself with water
Yeah.
from people pissing on your
Yes.
house. Like, it's not fun.
At one point they knocked down the fence between our house and the nightclub right when we were leaving.
That was probably me and Tom leaving our 8-year anniversary. We're just knocking everything.
That's called adopt the puppy. Sometimes you push the fence
And
out.
police would do nothing. You know, they were selling crack, and we would report we'd always find little crack baggies, you know, in front of our house, and,
Give me
and we'd
those.
report that. And nothing would happen. And so it's just interesting to see that we have the tools already in place to maybe make this a little bit better, but they're not enforcing it. And so now the response from City Hall is to maybe look at more legislation that I think is just going to make it tougher for small businesses to exist.
Yeah.
Like if if you're like Will's Pub wouldn't be affected by this, but if they built a patio or if they did any like renovation that ticks a box at City Hall, and then they have to maybe come up to compliance, that could make it difficult for them to sell one day.
Yeah.
If Will ever wants to retire.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to open.
And what do you have to grandfather these people in that are already close, 300 feet close to residential places?
Yeah, and they would be grandfathered in as is. But if something happens, if there's any big improvement to the property or
Right.
they want to expand or add something to it, then it could trigger this code that they're still talking about.
What
It's
about
still in the
somebody
works.
residential moving closer to a bar?
Well, there's no restrictions on that. But
I mean,
once
because it
they're-
does work both ways, right?
But once they open, if you built a residential property behind an existing pub, let's say, I don't know, Sideward Brewing, if you built something right behind
that's
Sideward
very
Brewing,
residential, yeah.
right? That wasn't there before. It could affect them in the future,
Let me
and
ask
they
you
would
this-
have no say about it.
Let me ask you this serious question, because is this what they're trying to tamp down on? Because I do it. I want to go to Sideward. I want to go to Stasio's.
Right.
So when I go there, rather than park in that parking lot that everyone hates, me and Andrew are just like, we'll let everybody fight that parking lot.
Park in the
We're going to
neighborhood.
park in a neighborhood, park nicely in front of it. We're not going to do anything weird. I'm not getting drunk and peeing in people's yards, but I will park in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, and then we will walk
That's part of it.
back. Is it just a natural, like, these people are like,
Some residential people don't like people parking on the street in front of their house, like behind East End Market. All those people put up their own signs
Yeah.
that say "Do not parking."
Yes,
and then they
lots.
were trying to get it enforced. It's, like, it's not real. It's not a real no parking
they
sign.
put out a lot of signs.
Yeah, right.
It was a lot.
And they'd get mad
Yeah.
if people would ignore their illegal signs and park their car there and then
Right.
go to the market. So you're legally allowed to park on most side streets. That's why they're built like that. People just need to figure out.
To be cool again? Can't we be
know.
cool? Like,
But I
people
get
are-
the residents.
They feel under siege.
Well, just like Brendan said, you deal with a lot of drunk people and other things, problems that come with living next to a bar. And so I don't really fault the residents that are around there because they're like, hey, I didn't ask for this. I'm just, I want to live in a residential neighborhood, and now I live next to a bar. And then so they're complaining, but the bars are like, we are in business and we're popular because the more popular they get, the more cars
And a
are.
lot of people are living there because they want access to those
But
things.
like here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Baldwin, right? Like there'll
Right.
be times when we'll be having, like, let's say an Easter event or a Halloween event, right? Or something. Let's use Easter, because Halloween I'll be a part of.
Okay.
Let's say I'm not participating in the Easter event. There will be candy wrappers and people parked in front of my home that I can't pull in there. I got a goddamn cane. It's just part of living there, and I want these people to enjoy the Easter thing. am I happy that they trash up the place a little bit and we got to clean it? No, but it's all part of being cool and just living a life of what happened to just like
Halloween in Baldwin Park.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to just like it does seem like, and not to steal something that you normally say, Tom.
Yeah.
It does seem like people are being less just naturally cool. I've never heard of like it being a problem. Like in my dad's day and age, it wouldn't have ever been a problem that the neighborhood had some cars parked in front of it because people were walking down to a bar.
It's
like, why is that a problem now?
I think it's the change. If you lived there for a long time and everything was just a regular neighborhood, and all of a sudden this place that was something else turned into a popular bar that a lot of people go to.
And it's happening.
And now they're parking in front of your...
Parking's an issue. It's the noise issues.
Yeah. Then it's like, wait a minute. I lived here for 12 years and now I have to deal with this. It's unfair. I don't like it.
But it's not as quiet. It's just like not even just noise, but just in pure foot traffic.
I can't remember the numbers. We're getting like 1,000 people moving here. Is it a week?
What?
Is it a month? 1,000? I feel it's crazy.
1,000 a week?
It's something crazy.
In Orlando?
Yeah, I can't get that number in my head.
I mean, I
right now,
love it here, and I know other people will too, but not if we have 1,000 people a week moving.
And they want to live in these cool neighborhoods that have access to these things. But then also the longtime residents who've been living there for a long time are feeling under siege and maybe a little bit out of control. But I have to say, like Lake Formosa, Ivanhoe Village, it's not going to become a quieter part of town. It's only going to become more dense.
It's kind of popping.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, people love it, and it's getting,
Half of those 1,000 are coming from South Florida, and from someone who was born in South Florida, we do not respect anyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Write that down.
And so, look out.
That's from the horse's mouth. Coming for you.
It's going to be real bad soon.
I love the Floridian license plates that are all like, don't move here. You know, like, get out of here.
Oh, the hyper-aggressive ones? Yeah.
No more.
You know what? That faded away.
You need to write that in Spanish, by the way.
Oh, my God.
I'm from South Florida. I forgot this is your show. I'm sorry, that was a Tom and Dan joke. I apologize.
Do you know why he's allowed? Because when he meets women, he kisses them on the cheek.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, both sides. He's very Latin.
That's French, too.
We all laugh about it.
Yeah. I have to say, before we move on to another topic, though, I did get in trouble for this story with the city of Orlando. They're very upset, and it's because I made it sound like, according to them, that it's an extension of the existing downtown after midnight's alcohol permit. It's not. I'm pretty clear in the story that it's not. So sorry, City of Orlando. I think I actually did a good job writing about it.
Oh, I like stand on your business, dog.
But I
stand
do,
on your business.
right?
I've always wanted to say that like a black lady.
But it's inspired by it, and I think it's an extension of the policies of the mayor who has something against nightlife in Orlando. So there was a quote from the meeting where they said nothing good happens after midnight, and I completely disagree with that. And I think it's really short-sighted of the policymakers.
You know what? I'm going to write him today because he is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I will write Heather as well.
Okay.
My daughter was conceived after midnight. And she's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Great things happen after midnight.
It's a very old-timey, dirty dancing type of thing to say.
Hold on, I like that. What if we do a dirty dancing angle?
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
We need to do a dance-off after midnight?
I think so.
Yeah, like we
Hey, why don't you hold me up and twirl me, and then later I'll get a nose job, and then I'll be unrecognizable.
And I'll find a warehouse, and I'll just dance really hard.
That was a Jennifer Grey joke that no one will get.
got it.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, when you were 25, you hung out after midnight. That's what young people do. You know,
and they still do.
Yeah, I know.
And if you don't give them those places, where are they going to hang out?
Yeah.
You know?
Also,
Greenwood Cemetery.
Young people are drinking less too. What are you worried about?
I don't know. Greenwood Cemetery. I actually just interviewed this man, and you guys will want to hear about this because you have a great segment called what is it? Cool Weird Jobs.
Yeah.
I interviewed.
What were you going to call it? Cool Jobs?
With the new sexton at Greenwood?
Well, he's not a sexton. He's a caretaker, but he lives in the cemetery. He gets a free house to live in that's owned by the city of Orlando,
That's
and
badass.
his job is to do odd jobs and open the gate and close the gate every day. And
Is
This
the
is
house
a dream come true of mine.
Is the house spooky?
It's cute. It's just a cute.
It's not spooky. It actually looks like Pee-wee's Playhouse, which makes me so mad.
But the backyard looks out over the cemetery, and I asked him if it was hard to bring dates home, and he said thankfully he's had the same girlfriend since he's been living there. And she was a little weird about it, but they're good. He's a cop downtown. That's his main job, but then he also has a side gig where he gets a free home to live in a cemetery. And I thought that was so interesting.
That is cool.
Look, I would like to throw out there to the city of Orlando that I can do his job better and for less money.
Daniel's always
I've always had a dream.
Uh-huh.
I've always had a dream of people. Like, nobody bothers me. They're like, you gotta go talk to the old Ponytail man to let you open the gate.
Yeah.
You gotta go talk to little
That'd be
Ponytail.
perfect for you. I used to have a radio show.
Yeah. You ever hear me on the radio? I wasn't little Ponytail man then.
They have another house like that in Bill Frederick Park, too. And they have horses there. So it looks like a live-in caretaker
I want the one with the
situation.
horses.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah,
You're
can you
welcome.
imagine my
Is that on
ponytail
Lee
on the back
Road?
of a horse?
Is it what?
The Bill Frederick Park?
I feel like it. I actually don't really know. I think it's over by Universal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a big old lake, and they have a farm there, petting farm, and there's horse trails, and yeah.
There's randomly there's huge properties like kind of in the middle of Orlando where it's like someone owns 80 acres and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Is it weird that downtown's 10 minutes away? It's like we have this weird
Like pods
plots.
of property.
Yeah.
Like where? Like in Windsong Manor.
Like I said, on Lee Road, and like there's other places where it's like not too, it's like the Central Florida's developed in a weird manner where there's like clusters
Nothing
of just
makes any
neighborhoods.
sense. Like the Caribbean Beach Club building that's on that lake on OBT.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
Yeah. There's weird lakes where there's half mansions and then half car dealerships.
Like the Caribbean Beach Club that me and
Yes.
D-Rug talk about, the Caribbean Beach Club that was on that lake off of Lee Road, because the most infamous parties, that place was popping.
That huge slice, the Parliament House, the old Parliament House property, and there's like mansions on the other side of the lake.
Yeah. There's
What is all of that?
Half of it's industrial, and then others
Just
are
sitting there.
mansions. Anyway,
I hate that. That's because it's in a black neighborhood. They didn't plan for future growth.
Oh, because we
Right.
were talking about it and we just mentioned the name. Where are we with New Parliament House? Is that still a thing? Not a thing?
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah,
Can we unpack
this is
it?
your show.
Yeah, how are we on time?
You probably have we started around 38.
yeah, we went real long.
Yeah. We can
I don't know.
give you as much
we
as you
went
need.
way more than 20.
Oh, okay.
We can get to 40 and you can do the whole
Let's
show.
well, I'll tell you this and we'll go.
Yeah.
Parliament House is still apparently happening, according to the owners. It was a concerted effort between the Parliament House dude, Don Granitstein, and Garrido & Co., which is a bar company that owns Sly Fox downtown and the Game Room. And the Game Room's currently going through that an episode of Bar Rescue. So they're trying to fix that up. But I have heard through the grapevine, and Garrido won't tell me, that they have pulled out. And so they're no longer the funding arm for the new Parliament House project. But I got a tour of it when I was putting up our inflatable pigeons, because we were trying to put one up on the Parliament House roof there.
I think that would be perfect.
And work has happened. They have slowly been doing work. They poured a whole new floor. They have built new bars there. There were weird people squatting upstairs for some reason, but I don't know. I don't know if it's happening. Most gay people will tell you it's not happening.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be an Ivanhoe Village-based Parliament House where the old M Lounge was, right across from Savoy. It's like a rooftop bar. I think that was just a fake to get tax, like for a tax deal or something, or to help the guy sell that property.
That's brilliant. We need to
it's-
do that.
It's housed, like it's occupied by if you have a property that has a tenant, it's easier to sell because you have like a guaranteed rental income.
Yeah.
So
I got
think
2
that's what they're
orange
doing.
trees in our office, so we're agriculture.
Yeah. Did
I
you
get
see that?
agriculture right off.
They're dead.
Okay.
They're dead. It doesn't even matter.
They don't have to be alive. That's not in the policy.
That's not on the policy.
That was greening. That's not your fault.
I looked at that.
They just need to be in pots.
We can't take the pots off the threshold. If you take the pots off the threshold, they're as good as dead.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you guys so much for knocking this out with me. Thank you so much. That's
You
it.
know what? You don't even understand how much fun we're having right now. I don't even know where I'm at. I'll just talk to anybody.
We'll do it again.
Listen, we apologize to your normal listeners because
Yeah.
we said a lot about
And
them.
I apologize to John Bostecker for being really mean.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he can be. He's a very abrasive. Very, very abrasive.
Come back after the break. We're going to do an audio walkthrough of the new Orlando Collected exhibit at the Orange County Regional History Center.
All right. Okay.
Who's the kings? We're the kings.
All right, BDMs, we'll see you tomorrow at the BDM Appreciation event.
Yeah.
That's in Sanford. For whatever reason, you don't know where it is.
Show at
Email
TomandDave.com.
us.
Yeah, I'll get you.
We'll let you know.
straightened
Just
out.
message us or
Hey,
whatever.
thank you, buddy.
Ask
Thanks.
a BDM.
Great
Yeah.
job today. Justin, thank you for sitting in today. To the other BDMs that are coming into town, safe travels. We're really excited to see you tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Pudge is staying at our Air T&D tonight. He's going to the party tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, people are gonna finally believe that Pudge exists. This is
He'll
a big
be
day.
there.
This
Should
is
we
a-
bring things? What do we do? Do we show
No,
up
no.
cute?
Let's show
I mean,
up.
If I were you,
hang out.
I'd bring a gun and I'd wear.
Because I'm gay? Well,
I
you're just
would.
Nah,
laughing.
because the
Here's
thing
how I got
that
shot up.
happened there.
Here's what I'd step one: dress urban. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right,
Apple bottom
perfect.
jeans, boots with the fur.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
Hold it, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.